Okay, guys, so just want to let everyone know that we're still tracking this severe thunderstorm warning in Northeast Arkansas. I do believe we're still up on our live stream. Um, just looking at this storm, it does look like the hail core is increasing, and we're going to get you a little bit closer look at this particular storm. But there is that severe thunderstorm watch. I want to show you this for a large area. This is in effect until 9 p.m. this evening for pretty much almost everywhere that was in that slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see this does include areas like Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Russellville, Clinton, Harrison, Jonesboro, Wynne. Little Rock is not in it. Conway is, though. Mena's not in it either. But, I think it's mainly going to be we're going to have to watch this area right in here for severe storms. We're going to be watching this very closely. We're going to be keeping an eye on this. And again, you can see that severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect. I'm going to go ahead and take that off here. So give me 1 second, guys, as I switch this out here. There we go. All right, so again, we've got the severe thunderstorm warning. We're not live on our socials right now. We're just strictly live on YouTube, as well as the streaming channel and our app. But you can see that this is just south of Mammoth Spring. And I think Mammoth Spring's picking up some hail, or has. To me, it looks like there's actually two hail cores here with this particular storm. You've got this hail core right here, and you've got another hail core just to the south of Mammoth Spring. So we're watching this area very closely. This is on the Arkansas-Missouri border. We can see that on radar here. So again, we're continuing to track this particular storm. It does look like overall it is getting stronger. I think the hail threat with this storm is increasing. And I mean, that makes sense given the environment. Just looking at the atmosphere, there's a lot of support, a lot of storm fuel. I don't really see much of a tornado threat at all with this particular storm. Could always change. But right now, I think for the primary threats of this is going to be large hail. So we're continuing to watch things very closely here in the Weather Center. And to me, it just looks overall like the hail threat is increasing with this storm. So anyone in Mammoth Spring, this is an early heads up. Let's zoom in here. I know this is in Missouri, but like Jeff, Farewell, this is large hail heading towards Jeff and Farewell area. As we zoom out, I think this is going to miss Cherokee Village. I think this is going to miss Hardy, Highland, Raventon. I believe these areas are going to be missed by this particular storm. But if you know anybody that lives north of, I believe that's Cherokee Village, Hardy, they need to be keeping an eye on this storm. And obviously, if you can get the vehicle in the garage, please do so, because this could be putting down some large hail. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. So again, we are live on our YouTube as well as a streaming channel here. Give me 1 second, guys, as I work on this real fast. Make sure we're continuing to be up. Yeah, we are. We're still up and strong here. So again, we did a network switch or network reboot, and that dropped things out just for a few minutes. But we're back now. We want to make sure that everything's stable and ready to go as we continue to deal with these severe weather. So a lot of technology running this stuff, and we got to do some restarts sometimes. So again, I think that we're seeing some large hail. I think this is a heads up to Mammoth Spring or just south of Mammoth Spring. I think they're fixing to see some large hail in this area. We continue to look. I mean, this is on the Arkansas-Missouri border right now, but I think this is potentially producing some large hail in this area. So we're continuing to watch things very closely here. Going to change this over here to so we're continuing to watch things very closely. And so, yeah, we're going to stay on the storm. I'm updating the titles here. If you're watching from streaming channel from our app and you want to comment, we are on YouTube. You can pull up our live stream, Arkansas Weather Network. You can comment and interact with us on there. But really, this is the only storm we're watching right now. Nothing else is concerning across the state. If we zoom out, there's literally nothing else. It's just this one severe storm. But I don't think this is going to be it. And I think we're going to start to see more thunderstorm development just south of this. I would say within the next hour, hour and a half. So it's fixing to get really busy. And we're fixing to be tracking a lot of severe weather. I hate to say that, but I think that's what we're going to see. The atmosphere's very supportive of severe storms right now, sun shining in some areas, and those lapse rates are really high, and that indicates to us that there's going to be large hail with this. So we're going to continue to stay on this storm. Again, we're not doing live coverage in terms of anything on social right now. We're strictly just staying with the radar, watching this storm. But again, anyone just to the south of Mammoth Spring, this thing continues to show signs that it is strengthening. And I think we are definitely seeing some large hail with this. We can even look at that. If we take a look, now, we're looking at this from the Little Rock radar site, but yeah, right there you're seeing a surge in the hail threat with this particular storm. And I have no doubt in my mind, this is probably producing some large hail right now. Um, so, again, this is a heads up for anyone that's in this area. Because here's the thing, guys, and I want people to understand this. Let me go back to radar here and clear this. That if you're just south of Mammoth Spring, you're fixing to experience some hail. All right. So here's Ridge Haven Road, Worth Road. Those areas are fixing to experience a pretty intense storm moving through the area. Here's a zoom in. You guys can see. So Long Run Road, Riverview Drive, Post Oak Lane, very intense storm. And there's no doubt in my mind that this is producing large hail right now. You can see that hail core well defined just to the north of Acorn Lane. Here's Creek Road. Here's Acorn Lane. So this is the area that we're continuing to watch. And again, guys, this is putting down some large hail. I have no doubt in my mind. Just south of Mammoth Spring is getting large hail right now in this area. So I've got live chat open, so you guys can chat with us here. I'm going to go ahead and trigger this live because I do think we're going to see some hail here. So I'm going to continue to trigger a couple things here real fast. We are watching things very closely, and we will continue. But to me, it just looks like this hail threat is increasing with this particular storm. And just not I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm just letting you know that if you're in Northeast Arkansas, this is the only storm that we have right now. But this storm is capable of producing some large hail, and I think we're seeing that just south of Mammoth Spring. Looks like we also I think that might be a delayed report there coming in, but just south of Mammoth Spring, I can't stress this enough, guys. I think we are seeing very large hail taking place just south of Mammoth Spring. So that's why this is an early heads up to anyone in these areas. So I wanted to jump on here, give you guys an update. We're watching radar. And again, if you're just joining us and you're wondering, where's the storms at? And you're not maybe seeing them across the state, except for this Northeast Arkansas, I fully anticipate we are going to see more thunderstorms over the next couple hours across the state. And if we take a look, we'll zoom out here. It's one storm here in Northeast Arkansas that we're currently tracking, but I think that's going to change. I think radar is going to look different over the next 2 to 3 hours. And that's why we're here. We're standing by. We're watching things very closely. So continuing with this particular storm, and we're watching things very closely. So again, want to zoom in on this storm. This is the one storm that we've really been eyeing, and it's to the north of Cherokee Village. I don't think this is going to impact Cherokee Village by any means. I think this goes to the north, but I can't stress this enough that if there's anybody watching from Mammoth Spring, this is going to be producing some very large hail just to the south of Mammoth Spring. So this is, again, I think this is going to miss Cherokee Village. I don't think they're going to be impacted by this. Okay, here's a new radar scan. All right, this thing's moving pretty quick. So this is I think you're experiencing some hail near the Pleasant Run Road, Ridge Haven Road, um, Ivy Trail, these areas. I think Mammoth Spring, it's going to start to calm down now for your area. But just east of that, we've got this severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect. The good news is I don't believe this is a considerable tag. So, that's great news, but this is just your typical severe thunderstorm warning. But I think this is putting down some large hail given the environment. To me, it does look like this radar scan. We are seeing a drop in intensity overall with this storm, so that's great news. But I still think for Mammoth Spring, this could be producing some large hail in this area. So severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect. This is on the Arkansas Missouri border. And we see that special weather statement, but they went ahead and issued a special weather statement and then went severe thunderstorm warning quite quickly because of the atmosphere. And that's going to be the story for the next couple hours is that more storms develop across Arkansas. They're going to have the potential to become strong to severe, and that's where we're going to continue to watch things very closely. So if you're just joining us, you're wondering what's going on. We've got one severe thunderstorm warning in Northeast Arkansas. That is it. And it is on the Arkansas Missouri border. There might be one. We'll have to watch this. This is nothing concerning at all. This is just east of Fayetteville, but radar is indicating a little bit of development there. We'll see what that does. I'm not seeing any signs that that's getting strong or anything, but and earlier we kind of had a cap because we got warm so fast. But I think that cap's starting to break, and I think this storm is going to play a huge factor in breaking that cap. So I think it's only a matter of time as we get. I mean, we're right around 230 right now. I mean, it's technically 226, but I think we're getting close to the cap breaking, which is going to allow for more thunderstorm development. So, just a recap of what we've got here across the state of Arkansas. We got this one severe thunderstorm warning that we're currently tracking, Northeast Arkansas. That's basically it right now, but there is a severe weather risk. If we take a look at that, I'm going to switch to that. There you go. We've got a slight risk for a large part of Arkansas. This includes Harrison, Clinton, Russellville, Little Rock, Searcy, Batesville, Jonesboro, Wynne, Mountain Home. These areas, and we got a marginal risk that follows from Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Mena, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Stuttgart. I think for the most part, where you're going to see that hail threat is going to be mainly in that low severe weather risk. And I know it's a slight risk, but it only takes one storm. And that's why I'm stressing to people that I think the hail threat with this is definitely on the table today. I think large hail is going to be our primary threat. And I think it will eventually die down, the hail threat, and turn more of a wind threat. But right now, the atmosphere is primed and it's ready to go. So we're basically it's just as these thunderstorms progress. The good news is not really seeing any more development other than the Northeast Arkansas storm. Everything else is pretty calm out there right now, but that is going to change over the next couple hours. I hope it doesn't. But I have no doubt in my mind that we will see more thunderstorms. And it's kind of just a quick trial of what we're seeing in Northeast Arkansas as to what could happen over the next couple hours. Primary threats today is going to be large hail. And I think there's going to be some hail damage. That's why if you've got a vehicle, you need to park it in a garage. You need to park it in a carport, something to where the hail will not impact your area. Got a lot of people watching here. And so we're continuing to watch things very closely here. And so we're live right now on YouTube. We are live on the streaming channel, Arkansas Weather Network, on our app. And also I'm live on my Facebook too right now. I just wanted to jump on just to kind of give everybody an update with this. The storm itself is riding the Arkansas-Missouri border. And there is signs to indicate that this might be taking more of a north track again, but it's just that first row of counties that is impacted. So, honestly, just looking at this, it's going to be close. But Corning, you might want to keep an eye on this. I know this is in Missouri, but Naylor, you might want to watch this storm closely. I am seeing signs that maybe the hail core is decreasing some with this particular storm. So that's great news, but it's something we're going to continue to have to watch. So, again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Northeast Arkansas. It's that top row of counties in northern Arkansas. That's it. That's the only storms we're seeing right now. No other development happening, but I think that will change as this atmosphere becomes very supportive of severe storms. If this is the only storm we have to deal with in Northeast Arkansas, I will be very happy, but I am not sold on that. I think we're going to see some more thunderstorms. Now, when will that happen? We're seeing some questions. We'll look at timing here in just a second. I want to show you the latest computer model This is the newest hot off the press model right now, and this is what it's showing. You notice here, this model's not doing a good job. This is at 3 o'clock. We've got storms in Northeast Arkansas, and this model's not even picking it up. That's crazy. Now, this is just one computer model, but you'll see those thunderstorms really start to crank up. And yeah, a severe weather threat. Again, I think the primary threats is going to be damaging winds and hail, especially hail tonight. Severe thunderstorm warning continuing with it, and it's going to be just an extension of that current storm in Northeast Arkansas. And then look, things just kind of fizzle out. Things just really fizzle out. So it's mainly this right here. But I do think we could see a little bit more storms. The one thing that really catches my attention is you see how high those reflectivity uh, scans are. Look at that. I mean, that's dark purple. That's black. That would indicate to us large hail. That's why I think the large hail threat is there. It will eventually maybe fall apart as it moves east, and then maybe more redevelopment late tonight into the overnight hours. But just looking at this, I think by 3, 4 in the morning, we're done with this. I think the big story is going to be this afternoon and evening, which also, because it is coming in towards the afternoon time frame, that would indicate that there's more storm fuel here to work with than what we saw yesterday. That's why I think the atmosphere is a lot more supportive of severe storms today than what we saw yesterday. Here's that new severe thunderstorm warning. And according to the National Weather Service, they went with a south track on this. So anyone in Reno, Biggers, Maynard, this is an early heads up to you as well as Corning. You're technically not in the warning, but just a heads up on this. So this is in Northeast Arkansas. If you're watching us from any other parts of Arkansas, please know that this storm is not impacting any other areas except for Northeast Arkansas. That's going to be the story, but I think we're going to see some more thunderstorms develop over the next couple hours, and that's why we're watching radar very closely. The only other development we're watching right now, if I zoom out, is this area just to the north of Fayetteville. But to me, this is just a shower. This is not anything, no storm, no lightning, no nothing. Could this be a sign that something is trying to develop? Yeah, but it's been like this for the last couple minutes. And I think we do still have a cap in place in a few locations, and because of that, storms are being prohibited. There is no cap, and we see that in Northeast Arkansas. That's why this storm went up very quickly, and you can see that. This is the severe thunderstorm warning. This is the only storm we're tracking right now on radar, which is going to the north of Pocahontas. I don't think Pocahontas is going to be impacted by this storm. I don't think Jonesboro is going to be impacted. Paragould, I think you'll miss it too. But this severe thunderstorm warning does look more to have a south track on it. Still very large hail. I do think the hail threat may be decreasing just a little bit with the storm in terms of large hail, but I think this is still producing some hail with it. So early heads up to anybody in the Corning area as the storm is going to be progressing east. We're watching things very closely. Again, we're live on YouTube. You can interact with us. You can interact with us live on YouTube, as well as download our app, Arkansas Weather Network streaming channel. We're right here. Someone said, I live in North Russellville. Am I okay? Well, right now you're good. There's no concern at all for Russellville. But there is plenty of storm fuel. So I fully anticipate we are going to see some thunderstorms moving towards the Russellville area in a couple hours. We're watching things very closely. Northeast Arkansas, thank you for the coverage. You bet. Keeping an eye out. Absolutely. Should the weather get south enough to Garland County today? Always a chance there, and there is that severe weather risk, a marginal risk, but I really think it's mainly going to be kind of the area that is highlighted in that slight risk, which let me go back to that. We think the highest chance of damaging hail is going to be the areas that is in yellow. We think that has the best chance of seeing hail with these storms. So back to radar. Again, this is that one storm we're tracking just to the north of Cherokee Village up towards Pocahontas. So we're just continuing to watch this very closely here. And we will continue to stay on this. Again, we are live on YouTube as well as our streaming app and our streaming channel. So, but you can't interact with that in terms of commenting. But if you jump on our YouTube channel, you will be able to communicate with us and be able to chat with us. So, still looks like a well-defined hail core here that is on this storm. just to the east of Mammoth Spring. So Mammoth Spring, you're good. I know technically you might still be in that warning polygon, but I think things are done for Mammoth Spring. I think the strongest part of this storm is going to the east. Now, earlier we were seeing really dark colors. We're still seeing the purple there, but I would say that, maybe more widespread hail, but it's going to be a little bit smaller, which is great news. There was a few areas that I think was seeing some very large hail. I still think it's producing hail. I have no doubt in my mind, but I do think the threat is decreasing for large hail with this storm right now. Could always change. Continuing to watch Northeast Arkansas. Got a question here that says, "What's the chances of North Little Rock severe weather today?" It is low. Little Rock. Let's go back to that. Little Rock is in the slight risk. We'll have to watch for a thunderstorm or two. I think the main area that we're really going to have to watch is from Conway, Russellville, up towards Clinton. I think it's going to be that little area right there moving to the east is where most of these storms are going to be located at. We've got more people asking questions. Let's see. Hey, can you tell me if Malvern, Hot Spring County will be in any danger? I mean, there's a severe weather risk. It's low. Um, Again, I think the best chance, I'd say the best chance of severe storms is in this yellow area right here. And Hot Springs is technically going to be in that is technically in the marginal risk. Watching. Do you have time frame when you think they will develop? Well, it's kind of a wait and see game because storms are already starting to develop a little bit in a few areas. But just looking at this right now, we're continuing to watch things very closely here. So again, this is the storm right here, and we do think it is producing some hail. I do think. Oh yeah. All right, that's a new scan. That hail threat is significantly increasing pretty rapidly on this storm, just to the east of Mammoth Spring. So, call to action here. If you're on the Arkansas Missouri border, right over Farewell, Myrtle, Criswald, Elm Store, you need to be definitely sheltering in place as well as getting your vehicles in a garage or something. This early heads up to anyone in Warm Springs, Tucker, Burr. And again, I know some of these are in Missouri, but the storm itself is riding the Arkansas Missouri border. And that appears to be where the strongest part of this storm is right now. So we're continuing to stay on this storm because I do think it's producing some very large hail. Yeah, that hail core is really ramping up. So we're going to continue to stay on this storm for a little while longer as this continues to increase. We're watching multiple areas here that's showing signs that I think there's definitely a hail core developing here. No doubt in my mind. We're going to stay on these storms. And if you're just joining us, we are tracking severe thunderstorms in northeast Arkansas. Some areas that we're watching, and it is on the Arkansas Missouri border, is Farewell, Myrtle, Elm Store, Griswirl, Wald. Yeah. As we move towards the east here, this is an early heads up to anybody in Burr, Breaksville, Palestine, Warm Springs. This is going to be producing some very large hail. You need to be keeping a very close eye on this storm. We're staying on this storm because it does, to me, look like the threat is increasing for damaging hail in this area. We're continuing to stay on this storm, and we're going to watch this very closely over the next little while as this continues to move in to Arkansas. So there's that severe thunderstorm. You see the track on this, taking more of a south track. Don't see any signs of rotation or anything, but let's look at the wind gust on this because I think we're seeing some wind. Oh, yeah. We're definitely seeing wind gust increasing here with this. Certainly seeing that. There might be some broad shear, guys. Yeah, this storm might have just some broad rotation. Looking at what I'm seeing right now. So we're continuing to watch this. If you know anybody in these areas, they need to be keeping a very close eye on this storm as we are continuing to track it. This is in northeast Arkansas. That's kind of where the majority of the thunderstorm activity is located at right now, is northeast Arkansas. So there's that severe thunderstorm warning. It's just to the east of Mammoth Spring. Anyone in these areas need to be given a heads up because I think large hail is taking place. This is in northeast Arkansas. We're seeing more people jumping in right now. You may be wondering, what area is this going to be impacting? Well, I think this is an early heads up to anyone in Corning. Pocahontas, I think this will miss you, but Corning, I think this is going to be headed right for you. So again, not this is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, but I think large hail is occurring right now in northeast Arkansas. This is past Cherokee Village. If you're joining us from Cherokee Village, you're good right now. We're continuing this area. Again, I just want to zoom out because we've got more people jumping in here. This is the only severe thunderstorm warning that we're tracking across Arkansas. It's one storm in northeast Arkansas. That is it. And so this storm is very solid, and we would consider this storm as something that's going to continue. I don't see any signs that this thing's going to weaken. And yeah, I mean, this is very large hail on the Arkansas Missouri border. So anyone in these areas, just giving you all a heads up right now. So I know we got more people tuning into the broadcast here. If you're in Northeast Arkansas, you need to be aware of this storm. To us, this looks like the strongest storm we've got. And, if this is just a sign for what's to come over the next couple hours, it could be a long afternoon and evening. The atmosphere is very supportive of severe storms today, and that's why we're going to continue to watch this very closely. So, again, anyone in these areas, this is a heads up because we want to make sure that you are aware of this, and we're just continuing to stay on this storm. Again, this storm is located between the Arkansas Missouri border. It is east of Mammoth Spring now. Mammoth Spring, I do expect you guys saw some hail earlier if we start getting reports of that. But the strongest part of this storm is going to be to the east of Mammoth Spring right now. Anyone that's joining us, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning. This is the only storm we have right now on radar across Arkansas. Everything else is quiet for the moment. That's great news. That's going to change, though. I expect we're going to see more thunderstorms develop over the next couple hours. Again, want to reiterate, I think we're seeing large hail being produced by this storm. And zooming in, this is in northeast Arkansas. If you recognize one of these towns or you're close to it, you need to be aware that this storm is quite strong and it is producing some large hail. I think we're going to get some hail damage. I think we're going to get reports of that in these towns that you can see on the map here. Uh, and again, this is an early heads up for anyone that is east of this storm. As we move over towards the east, like Maynard, you need to be aware of this storm. This looks pretty strong, and this is going to be moving towards the area. Here's some more towns that is ahead of this, and it's going to be heading towards you. So Ingram, Jarrett, Maynard, Elkins Park, Old Salem, Breaksville, Burr, Warm Springs, Palestine, Supply, Pittman, Glaze Creek. I hope I'm saying these names right. These areas need to be keeping an eye on this storm because it is moving towards this area. So this is really the only storm we're tracking right now for Northeast Arkansas as well as the whole state of Arkansas. There's nothing else developing as we speak. So again, I think this is going to change, but we've got a little bit of a cap that's still holding, obviously not in this area, but that's keeping thunderstorms from not developing right now. But again, I think this is going to change, and I think it's going to change quite quickly. So we're going to continue to stay on this storm, and we're watching this. Again, this is in northeast Arkansas. So if you are anywhere in this area, you need to be watching this and keeping a very close eye on it. I've got live chat pulled up. We've got, let's see, we've got more comments coming in here. Let's see, we've got, looks like an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning, which I agree with that. I fully anticipate I mean, honestly, just looking at what I'm seeing with radar and this hail threat, I would not be surprised if this was producing enough to put a considerable tag on this severe storm. So we're continuing to watch this very closely right now. Um, Someone saying something about that they don't believe that the that Apple Weather wasn't showing this. Well, Apple Weather may not be showing that, but we're keeping an eye on things very closely here. So we're going to continue to stay on this storm. Again, this is where the strongest part is. And again, it is the Arkansas Missouri border. And I think this is producing some very large hail right now, just east of Mammoth Spring. A lot of lightning, too. Not only that, but early heads up anyone in Maynard, Reno, Biggers, Corning, Noble. This is heading towards you guys. This is going to be impacting you. And I don't think this storm is going to weaken. I think it's going to continue to stay strong. We're going to continue to stay on this storm right now. Someone asking, is this going to hit Russellville? Well, Russellville's got a severe weather threat. This particular storm will not. But Russellville does have severe weather threat, 2 out of 5. Slight risk. What about Central Arkansas? Should I cover my car? Yes, that is a good idea. I would. I don't trust phone weather apps no matter what. Completely understand, but you can trust ours. Arkansas Weather Network. We will keep you updated. We're live on it right now. So you've got up to date and real people putting in that information. We're going to continue to stay on this storm right now as we continue here. So continuing to watch things very closely. Let's see. Give us 1 second, guys, as we're making a couple adjustments here. Again, back to the severe thunderstorm warning that you see. It is in northeast Arkansas. We're going to continue to watch this very closely. This is, I do believe, producing some large hail. And if we take this full here, you can see that a little bit better. Yeah, I think there's large hail continuing with this. More questions here. You can see the area that is being impacted right now. We're just going to continue to stay on the storm. We're continuing to watch this very closely, and we're just going to stay on this storm right now. I mean, the hail threat with this is increasing, and anyone in Maynard needs to be really in their safe place. I mean, this is not a tornado warning, but this is strong enough that this is going to put down some damage. Like, no doubt about it, there's going to be some hail damage with this. I think there's some large hail with this. So we're continuing to watch this very closely. And you can see Biggers, Reno, Maynard, these areas need to be watching the storm very close. We're continuing to stay on the storm right now. So again, just to reiterate, we are watching northeast Arkansas for this one particular storm. That's it. That's really the only thing we've got right now on radar. This is it. So we are not. This is really it, guys. I mean, it's just northeast Arkansas is what's happening now. That's going to change over the next couple hours as we've got a severe weather threat. But if we zoom out, let me click off this. If we zoom out and just kind of look at overview of the state of Arkansas, there's nothing else. The only thing we've got is northeast Arkansas. It's that one severe thunderstorm warning. That is it. And now it's 2 counties away from moving out of Arkansas. So this is going to be moving out. But I think this is only just a quick look at what could happen this afternoon and evening. And I think we're going to see more storms. No doubt about it. If this is the only storm we see, I'll be very thankful, but it's not even 3 o'clock yet. So, and I think we'll start to really see some more development closer to that 4 o'clock time frame. And I know there's people that's going to be dismissing schools during that time. And so, but school administrators, they're going to be watching things very closely. Let's see. Looks like they're, continuing severe thunderstorm warning. So, Pocahontas, I don't think you're going to be impacted by the storm. I don't. And we're just going to have to continue to watch this. So, again, anyone watching right now, Yeah, James, that's a good comment. James says, "Hello, everyone. Right now, the only storm in the state is Northeast Arkansas. Everyone else is quiet. Um, we could see a few more storms pop up with a chance of hail." Yeah, that's a good point. He said it's going to be tough to tell you exactly what areas are going to be impacted. We don't think coverage is going to be really widespread. We just don't see that um, with this particular setup. But I think if you get under a storm, it's going to produce large hail. I mean, that's what we're seeing in Northeast Arkansas right now. Zooming back in, because this is the only storm that we're tracking right now. Our focus is strictly on Northeast Arkansas. Man, that hail threat continues to strengthen. This is definitely producing some very large hail. I'm surprised we don't have a considerable tag on this yet. They're continuing with just a regular severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not going to be surprised if this gets bumped to a considerable. Just looking at this overall radar scan, this looks pretty intense right now. So we're continuing to watch things very closely, and we're going to continue over the next little while as these storms continue to move through the area. Now, again, something that I want to reiterate is this: the only storm we're tracking is in Northeast Arkansas. Everything else is definitely kind of on the weakening. Well, actually, the only storm we have is in Northeast Arkansas right now. We're fully anticipating more thunderstorms will develop across Arkansas over the next couple hours, but really, this is the only storm we've got right now. So, bear with me here just one second, kind of working on a quick uh, something real fast. But again, I just want to stress this is the only storm we've got right now. If you're not in the severe thunderstorm warning, you're okay. Everything is good. We are going to continue to watch this storm very closely. And yeah, we're just continuing to stay on this storm right now. Just looking at what I'm seeing, it to me looks like this thing is producing more damaging hail. I think there's more hail with this right now, and that's why we're going to continue to stay on this. So we're staying on it, guys. That's what we're doing, and we're going to continue to stay on this for you because we want to keep you updated with the latest information here. So working on getting Zach added to the live stream here in just 1 second. But again, I just want to reiterate the fact that this is a pretty strong thunderstorm, and I think it's producing very large hail in Northeast Arkansas. This is on the Arkansas-Missouri border. If we zoom in, we can see some areas like Elm Store. I gave you a heads up earlier. Elm Store, you need to be sheltering in place, as well as Warm Springs, Dalton. This is just going to go just to the north of you. So early heads up again to Breaksville, Palestine, Antioch, Hamel, Old Siloam, Glaze Creek, Maynard, Elkins Park. You guys need to be keeping a very close eye on this particular storm. So we're continuing to watch this, guys, and we will continue. That's our number one goal, is we're going to continue to watch this. And I think we've got you, Zach. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can, man. Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
If you want to get me added to the stream here, I'll help you out. I know you're a little overloaded right now with the storm and adding me, and James is texting. You're doing a great job, man. We appreciate you. Blaze, I'll take over for a second if you'd like, so you can get things squared away. But
yeah.
Really appreciate everybody tuning in this afternoon. My name is Zachary Hall, Arkansas Storm Tracker. I'm joined by meteorologist Blaze Thomas here on the Arkansas Weather Network. I know Blaze has mentioned it several times, but the reason why we're live with you right now is because of the severe thunderstorm that's ongoing here in North Arkansas for Randolph County and soon to be, well, I guess technically that does go up the southeast side there, but severe thunderstorm, though, that is moving toward the Maynard area. That's a good notable, I suppose, for this part of the state, a population center that people are familiar with. But I heard you mention it, Blaze. It looks like it's moving into Elm Store now. Soon to be Dalton, yes. Hamel, Antioch, Ingram, Palestine, and Warm Springs, and large hail, possibly very large hail, in the Elm Store community. I've never been up there, Blaze. I've never been to this part of Arkansas in this specific county region. So, yeah, this is in the northeast corner of Arkansas, too. I've seen, Blaze, while we were answering questions, a lot of comments. Folks, looking at Arkansas, it's pretty bleak. Not a whole lot of
Yeah.
development, which is expected. It's not even 3 o'clock. Our thoughts were around 3 to 10 p.m. today. So I think we're a little ahead of schedule. The only storm of the day that we have right now as of 2:54 is this one here in Randolph County.
And I think that's really producing some very large hail.
I agree. I think it's very fair to say. I know that this is a pretty good ways from the radar site, so it's hard to see for sure. But getting a return like that, I mean, we've got black shadings on the contour on the DBZ here. That's not just heavy rain. I mean, that's got to be. I mean, if it's not larger hail, it's got to be a lot of hail. So
Right.
I'm interested to see what reports that we get here out of Randolph County. I don't know how many followers we have in this part of Randolph County. I know we have some from Maynard and whatnot, so I'm interested to see what the reports look like from this.
Yeah, we're gonna continue to stay on this storm. I mean, this is, man, just looking at the overall reflectivity, it looks very. Yeah, that's.
Blaze, is the audio better
Yeah.
on this?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a lot better.
Sorry, guys. My audio was a little quiet. I put it up closer to my mouth. Man, that is an intense hail core. They're moving into Elm Store, Chester Road, Sorrel Road, England Trail, Coakley Road. Wow.
That's definitely producing some very large hail. I mean, if we look at that, oh man, that's. I mean, you guys can kind of see the overall how this storm developed. It started developing here, just west of Mammoth Spring, continued on, and then here's the latest scans. To me, this thing looks like it's getting stronger. I'm surprised we don't have a considerable tag on this, honestly.
I've got a report from Mammoth Spring of some fairly large hail. I know we just sent out an alert to Randolph and Clay counties due to this storm. James just sent that from the Arkansas Weather Network mobile app. But I'm going to send this to you, Blaze, just so you know what I'm talking about. That's in Little Rock's
Is it a picture?
office. Little Rock coverage office. I'm going to send it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and guys, anyone in these areas, please be aware, is producing large hail. I mean, we're getting reports of it coming in. This is an early heads up to anybody near the Glaze Creek area, Old Siloam Supply, Maynard, Elkins Park, Breakspill, Palestine, Warm Springs, Burr. I mean, you're kind of out of time, Warm Springs at this point, but Breakspill, you've got a couple minutes. Old Siloam, same story. I think this is right on the doorstep of Warm Springs. I've been trying to encourage people, Zach, is that if they've got time, they need to be putting their vehicles in a garage or something because
Yes.
I mean, this is going to be damaging to vehicles. We have no doubt about that, just looking at radar.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the report that I just got from Mammoth Spring. So, folks, Mammoth Spring is over here. Blaze, I'm going to send that picture to you and see if we can pull it up. Mammoth Spring is here right on the Arkansas-Missouri border. Obviously, this is the same storm that moved through there, and that hail looked like golf ball size. I mean, it was large. I'm going to send it to you, Blaze. Blaze, are you able to pull it up on?
Yeah, give me 1 second here.
I sent it to you in the group chat. But, folks, like Blaze said, if you live in, I'm going to go off these community names, Dalton, Hamel, Antioch, Ingram, Warm Springs for sure, Palestine, Jarrett, Breakbill, even Old Siloam and Glaze Creek, and then eventually Maynard. I know quite a few people that follow us that live in Maynard here in Randolph County. You still have time to get your vehicles in a garage if you have that ability to do so. Get it under some sort of cover because it does appear that this has damaging hail in it, which we've been talking about all day long, this possibility. There might only be a few storms today, but those storms will likely produce damaging hail. And it looks like that's occurring now in Randolph County. So we certainly want everyone to be safe, not driving into this, but if you have the ability to park your car under some cover, you have some time to do so.
I've got it up there.
Folks, this is a photo from Mammoth Spring, and I lost the name of the individual who sent this to me, and I am so sorry if you're watching. I will try to find that real quick. But this is just an example of the hail that you could see today. Of course, not everybody. Sid Baker, I think, sent me that. I'm not sure, but I'm so sorry. I'll go back and try to confirm that. But yeah, that's a hail report from Mammoth Spring there along the Arkansas-Missouri border, folks. And that's not the friendliest hailstone. So that could damage roofs and trees and vehicles and whatnot. But this is the only storm in the state as of 3 o'clock. So if you live elsewhere in Arkansas and you're watching and you're wondering about the storms where you live, there probably isn't any storms where you live because this is the only one that we're concerned with at this time.
To me, Zach, it kind of looks like this thing, the hail core might be strengthening again.
Yeah, no, it's legit, man. I mean, this is legit. It does look like, I know the polygon expands to the southeast, but I'm kind of wondering how much is this. It's kind of just riding that line, isn't it? The Arkansas-Missouri border. It doesn't look like it's going real far southeast, does it? So,
no.
The most immediate concern, I think, right now is, of course, in Griswold, Missouri. But Warm Springs, Arkansas, Breakville, and even the Burr community, which is right on the Arkansas-Missouri border. I've heard of that community before doing tornado coverage. Big hail. Very possible with this. So, as it moves off to the east. This is Northeast Arkansas, Carolyn. Sorry, Blaze. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're good. I'm just kind of looking at overall. I mean, whoa.
That's intense,
that hail
man.
core is.
Yeah, that's intense.
Oh my goodness. Let's pull up a couple graphics here real fast. Again, we're going to look at the hail threat here with this particular storm. So, if we look at this, you can see that it's really peaking right there. That's the area that we think is more concerning in terms of a hail threat. And then if we look also just kind of the overall area, you could see that this thunderstorm did have moments that it strengthened, but the latest scan here to me, Zach, that's the most hail we've seen with this storm right now than what we saw earlier. So this is extremely mature in terms of the storm. If we look at the echo tops, this storm very high in nature right now.
Yeah, this is a stout storm. I'd be curious. I know that we had that analyzation tool to see what those tops are, but I would bet it's every bit of 40,000 plus at this time. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
These hail products
right there,
do a really
guys.
good job. Yeah, that's maxed out on the scale when it comes to your reflectivity and hail scan. Basically, what it's trying to tell you is there's likely either a lot of hail in there or it's very large. So,
yeah.
Was expected today. Bradley Ellison said it's almost 50,000, Blaze. I don't have the echo tops pulled up in front of me. That doesn't surprise me at all. 50,000 foot storm, though.
It's going to be tricky seeing it because ours is showing 45,000.
Close enough. That's a big one.
But
this is in North Arkansas.
Guys, we are looking, right, and we are looking at it from the Little Rock radar site. So it's, that's a far, but look at all those severe thunderstorm warnings. It's starting to form more into a group. And that's why I think we're going to start to see more development just south of this.
Yeah, so just to kind of reset for those of you, we've got several hundred people watching this. I know there's only one storm in Arkansas. But just to kind of reset, my name is Zachary Hall, otherwise known as the Arkansas Storm Tracker. I'm joined by meteorologist Blaze Thomas here on the Arkansas Weather Network. The reason why we're live with you right now, it's 3:03 p.m. We have a severe thunderstorm that's producing likely damaging hailstones in North Arkansas, specifically Randolph County. So if you do not live in North Arkansas as of 3 o'clock, you're probably observing no concerns for significant severe weather. But Blaze, I'm going to drive for just a second. If you live in the Maynard community, if you live in Old Siloam, Breakville, Glaze Creek, Minorca, Pittman, Supply, or Current View, or the Burr community in Missouri, if you're watching this, it's very likely that damaging hail is headed your way. So certainly want everyone to be inside, away from windows, and if you have vehicles and you have a chance, might not be a bad idea to get them under cover. But next up on this, Blaze, looks like northern Clay County. We've got a lot of people that follow us from Pollard and Corning and whatnot there in far northeast Arkansas, so keep an eye on this as well if you live in Clay County. And then hopefully we can get rid of this as it moves into Missouri this afternoon and we have more storms that develop here in Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, it's very...
It's intense.
Very strong.
It's intense,
it is.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to scare you. We're just trying to tell you, like, if you have something outside, like a vehicle, you're going to get hail damage from this. If this is truly producing the hail that radar is estimating, there's going to be some hail damage. So that's why we encourage you, just like Zach was saying, put the car in the garage, do whatever you can to. And I was talking to somebody earlier about this, and I said, it may seem silly, but get you some bubble wrap and put it over the glass of your vehicle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, or pool floaties or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely not trying to scare anyone, guys, but it's just we're just trying to kind of convey the concern here is that, I mean, we've been doing this now for a while. This product that we're using is newer, but Blaze, I don't know if I've ever seen a reflectivity shading like this. It's black. It's
yeah.
maxed out on
This
our
is
scale, so that's certainly concerning, guys. When we see something like this, that's the radar trying to tell myself and Blaze, hey, there's either a lot of hail or some really big hail falling out of this storm. So it's concerning, of course. But Blaze, I'm going to zoom in tight for a second on this and get real local.
okay.
I know that this is a rural area, but the worst of the hail is likely right over Doran Road, moving east toward Warm Springs, the Warm Springs community. Glacier Road, Parkview Road. I'm not sure what highway that is that runs north out of Warm Springs. But this is moving off to the east and will soon impact the Burr community in Missouri, likely the Breakbill Middlebrook community as well. So northern Randolph County.
I'm really surprised that we don't have a considerable tag on this.
Yeah, I'm just
Just
wondering if the National Weather Service is waiting on more reports from it.
I'm not sure. I am seeing a little bit more. I mean, it's not. If we look, not trying to take anything away from this because there's really nothing active, but guys, I just want to let you guys know we are seeing a little bit more development over here,
I saw that.
just to the south, west of Harrison. I mean, it hasn't done anything over the last 30 minutes, but it to me looks like it might be trying to do something. So
Yeah, I would imagine here over the next few hours we're going to get blips that start to develop on radar, and those blips eventually turn into storms, and then unfortunately possibly supercells or strong storms that produce hail and whatnot. So this is the only show in town for now. These storms are moving to the east, Pam. This is up in North Arkansas, up in Randolph County. If you do not live in Northeast Arkansas, you have no immediate concerns for severe weather. So a comment from Springdale, a comment from Little Rock, Baxter County. This is moving east away from those areas that I just referenced here. I'll back off the camera for just a second, Blaze. I'm sorry. You can have your cursor back. But this is
oh, you're good.
up in Northeast Arkansas and Randolph County. It will soon impact Clay County. So Corning, areas north of Corning over to Pollard. It's kind of straddling the Arkansas-Missouri borders in Northeast Arkansas. And we're live due to this storm producing possibly damaging hail, if not damaging hail, a lot of hail in general. So Blaze is grabbing another tool here before we zoom back in.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a couple different things here, trying to, the best way for us to see this particular storm, because, I mean, it just to me looks pretty intense. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. I mean, it's producing very large hail right now.
I'm responding to some questions in my inbox from people trying to plan for this evening. Guys, forecast days like this are so hard for us because we have people going to the Brandon Lake concert in Little Rock, a large Christian concert there in Little Rock. We have people trying to plan festivals tonight, t-ball games, baseball games. Folks, you're looking at your mobile app, and your mobile app, if you're not using the Arkansas Weather Network app, which we can't speak for apps outside of that, may only show you a 20, 30% chance of rain, 10% chance of rain. We may only have 2 or 3 storms today. But as you're seeing, these storms could produce us with problems when it comes to large hail, damaging winds, and of course maybe a tornado or two. So really tough forecast to convey to the public that you could be impacted by severe weather. But many people in the severe thunderstorm watch counties won't be impacted at all. So this is it for now in Northeast Arkansas. The only storm that we're dealing with as of 3:09 p.m.
All right, so we're looking at this right now, guys, and I mean, you can see very large hail here. This is what our radar system's showing. See possible, and then it's, we can see that it moves to likely. And I'll be honest, at this point, I mean, we're definitely seeing likely at this point.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And so if we draw here, I don't know, may not can use the dropper on that, but again, I just want to stress to everybody that there's very large hail on this storm. Like, We have no doubt about it, and that's why you need to be keeping an eye on it. Yeah, I mean, you could see right there the vertically integrated liquid. I mean, that's really intensifying. That's pretty high too. So I'll clear that off. But
Yeah.
really, guys, again, we just want to stress that if you're in this area, you're probably going to be seeing some large hail. This is probably going to be doing. We're probably going to get some reports of hail damage, and I hate to say that, but just looking at this, Zach, I mean, I'm pretty confident to say that we're seeing large hail.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see. This is a pretty rural area. I'm waiting to see more reports. We got some reports out of Mammoth Springs. But
There we go.
it looks like the National Weather Service did verify the hail reports based off the picture that I sent them. So, we're talking inch plus hail, very, very likely out of this place. So, somebody just commented and said that Ryan Vaughn, who I'm sure everybody's familiar with in this area, said that he has a family member in North Salem that verified golf ball size hail reports out of this. So I would imagine it's producing large hail periodically as it moves to the east. So that's why we're really advocating for anybody. Is that a new scan out there in Warm Springs?
Yeah, it is.
That looks like a fairly large return there on your. If you want to sample that, Blaze, I can grab it real quick.
Yeah, that just increased.
Yeah, 2-inch hail. So we're talking very large hail, very possible here in the Warm Springs community in northern Randolph County. This is moving into the Burr community as well.
Zach, they did just go considerable on this.
Okay. Yeah, this is
which makes sense, guys, because this is intense.
Yeah, this is so folks, basically what's happening right now, just to kind of give you a little bit of a reference, when that considerable severe thunderstorm warning is issued, that's the National Weather Service's way of kind of bumping up the warning criteria here. That's only issued if we have more significant storms, so very, very large hail, 70 plus mile per hour wind gusts and such. And I'm not saying that it's not windy here in this storm, but I think the biggest concern is very, very large hail, golf ball size or larger here in northern Randolph County. Did they extend it out all the way to Clay County? Nope, they haven't. Okay.
No, but they have upgraded it. Yeah, I mean, we can't stress this enough, guys. I mean, it's now considerable. So the National Weather Service agrees with us that this thing's producing very large hail.
Yeah, this is.
And if you're traveling, what road is that? Did we ever get that?
I can check. It's not populating on our map. That's a major thoroughfare there. If you'll give me just a second.
Okay, I've got it. It's Highway 21.
Okay, Highway 21 north out of Maynard. So, folks, if you know anyone who lives in this area that might be traveling 21 north in and out of Missouri, you might give them a phone call and let them know that they could be driving into some very large hail. Probably not a good time on a Thursday afternoon. So,
it's also 21, but it switches to 115 as it gets into Arkansas.
Okay.
So, it's very interesting.
It's also school drop-off time now. School buses are running, I'm sure, near the Maynard community. And I would imagine Maynard, I'm not super familiar with the school district there, but I would imagine it's a larger school district. I mean, I feel like Maynard's probably that main population center there. So hopefully anybody on a school bus is not driving into this, because that could be very dangerous with the windows on the bus. Don't want anyone driving into these storms, folks, if they're producing golf ball size hail. Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking in the background. I don't know why they're barking. I'm going to mute my mic for just a second, Blaze.
Okay. All right. Again, just want to stress, if you're just joining us, Northeast Arkansas, we're watching things very closely, and we do have an intense severe thunderstorm that is moving through Northeast Arkansas. It's just to the north of Maynard. Again, this is Highway 115 crossing over to Highway 21. In the Arkansas-Missouri border, this storm is putting down some very large hail. We can see that reflected on our radar program. Again, it's something we're going to continue to watch this storm very closely. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Anyone that is in the path of this, there's probably going to be some large hail that is going to be falling from the storm. And we can see that kind of reflected here. So you can see that right there. I mean, that's very large hail being picked up on our, yeah. So again, this is just one radar product, but we are receiving reports. I think Zach said we've got golf ball size reports coming in now. And so
We're trying
which
to trying to do
just
some
looking at
searching,
this,
Blaze, for reports, for verification reports. Try to see if I can get any photos from this area for us to share.
somebody did ask a good question. Is there any iDrive Arkansas cameras in the area? That's a really good question.
I kind of wonder if there's one on 21 there, 50 or whatever you said there north of Maynard.
There is not. There is none.
Okay.
There is one in Mammoth Spring, but
Yeah,
you're not
gonna
going
be
to
able
see it. There's one at Black Rock, but it's looking wrong direction, I do believe. 412, same story. So yeah, no, we don't, guys. There's really no way we're going to be able to get a live shot of this particular storm.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to find folks. If anyone sees any reports from this storm, photos or anything like that that you can share, let us know in the comments. We'll do our best to try to find it so we can show you guys. Blaze, I'm not able to drag that radar display. I don't know what's going on with it.
No, that's me. I
Oh, you're
had
good.
my cursor on it.
No problem. No problem. So just so everyone's clear, I know that people don't watch the coverage from start to finish. If you're just now joining us, the reason why we are live right now on the Arkansas Weather Network is we have a severe thunderstorm right now that's in Randolph County near the Maynard community. And this is moving east toward Clay County. So if you don't live in Northeast Arkansas, the likelihood of you being impacted by severe weather short term is low. We could have more storms that develop through the afternoon and evening hours today, but this is the only show in town as far as severe weather goes as of 3:16 p.m. Very large hail. Blaze, I'm going to zoom in for just a second if that's okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
Very large hail. We're going to get pretty local here so everyone's familiar. You can take the cursor if you need to, Blaze. The Burr community, which is on the Missouri-Arkansas border, Breakville, Middlebrook, soon to be Glaze Creek, Old Siloam, Minorca, Pittman, and Supply. Someone commented a few minutes ago, I think from the Supply community, and said that they could see storms off to the west. So hopefully those people are safe. Very, very large hail, though, kind of straddling the Arkansas-Missouri border. We're thinking, 1.5 or 2 inch in diameter. So could be damaging hailstones falling out of this storm as it moves off to the east. Just to name off some roadways, localized roadways: Libby Trail, Odom Road, Dry Creek Trail, Lewis Johnson Road, Middlebrook Road, and Haley Trail. There west of the main highway is likely observing a lot of hail, possibly large hail as of 3:17 p.m.
Somebody just said my husband is about to drive through it. Unfortunately, he can send pictures. Well, tell him to be very safe.
Be very careful with that.
But if he could turn around, if he's driving in the middle of this, this is the size that could break windshields at this
Yeah,
point.
I would highly recommend your husband to not drive through this storm. It could be very dangerous. But of course, if he's safe somewhere and sees hail on the ground and can send us a photo, that's fine. But yeah, definitely don't want anybody driving into it. It looks like the worst of the hail here is going to miss Maynard. So for those of you following from Maynard, I think the worst of this is going to be to your north. It might be close, but the highest DBZ returns, the highest returns for hail seems to be along the Arkansas-Missouri border north of Maynard, soon to be in Glaze Creek.
Somebody's asking about any rotation. No, we don't really see anything with this. We think this is strictly going to be a hail threat right now. It could always change, but I think that's one thing that we might be lacking today.
Yeah, I don't think today strikes me as a big hail day, and so far that's verifying. Not saying we can't have tornadoes today. We could. It's just I think stronger winds and very large hail is the biggest concern through the afternoon and evening hours tonight.
It's just that one storm, Zach. That's it.
Yeah, this is it. Hey, I'm fine with that too, man. We can sit here and cover one storm and make sure the people local in this community get the information they need, and we'll have more storms later, I'm sure. So we'll have plenty of. It looks like somebody commented from Dana McQuay. Maynard, the clouds are really gray as they roll into Maynard. I guess she's probably looking to the north at this storm as it moves off to the east.
Well, and like you said, Zach, that the Maynard area is probably going to be missed by the strongest part of this hail core, which is good. That's great news. But I think at this point, if you're in Glaze Creek, Old Siloam, you're in for it. Like it's right on the doorstep. and it's probably going to start getting pretty intense pretty quick. So again, no tornado threat with this. We don't see any signs of rotation, so that's great news. But we do think this storm is producing large hail. We know it is because we're getting reports of that. And so
I have a contact from Randolph County.
there's a cell popping up over near Harrison. Well, we're watching that, but there's nothing. I mean, it's just, to me, it looks like just rain. I don't. I mean, I think we have a cap still in place, and I think these storms are not able to tap into that. Now, this one, different story. There's no cap northeast Arkansas, but I still think where Harrison is right now, I think we're capped. So looks like we got a new SPC risk. I don't know that they're changing anything, but it just came through.
I just got a report from somebody in North Arkansas in Randolph County. His name's Jason. He is, I think, chasing, storm spotting. So he said he's about to be near this storm, and we'll send any reports that he has. So hopefully we'll get some ground truth to this. But in the time being, the communities of Old Siloam, Middlebrook, if you live near Ponds Road, Malone Road, near Glaze Creek, Blaze, it doesn't look as powerful as it did a few minutes ago, but that's pretty it's pretty rare territory to be saying that with a return like this, because I think this is a pretty impressive return in itself. But big hail very possible there in Middlebrook and Glaze Creek soon. And then soon to be Supply, Pittman, Minorca, and maybe even Current View as well.
Did you see Maston's report coming in?
I did.
He said it's unconfirmed, but
I did see lime-sized hail, yes. Matt, I'm not sure how to say your last name, Matt, is asking, will there be any threat in northwest Arkansas this evening? I do think that there is at least a chance that some storms form, but it's a low risk. There may only be 1 or 2 storms this afternoon, maybe 1, 2, 3 storms. So it's tough to give an exact on that. We only have 1 storm right now, though, and you're looking at it here in northeast Arkansas.
But if you get under the storm, it could get pretty intense
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We've got some people commenting from Middlebrook here, so hopefully we'll get some reports soon. Middlebrook is here, of course, on the southern end of the worst of that core, but this is a long way from the radar site, Blaze, so might be a little displaced. But I just got a photo of the storm, Blaze. Pretty cool looking. Definitely has a little bit of a greenish blue tint. Yeah, I can. This is just a photo of the storm. No hail or anything, but we'll show the viewers here what this storm looks like. Ernie Lunsford is in Success, so he's looking at this storm from, I'm not sure exactly what direction, but he said that there's a lot of lightning in it. Somebody asked about the hail core in relation to Missouri. It looks like the worst of the hail core is actually in Arkansas now. Blaze, I sent it to the group chat if you want to pull that up in just a second.
Okay, perfect. I've got a program to where I can pull things in quick.
Cool. We're about to show you guys a photo of this storm specifically from a storm chaser, Jason Hampton. Some of you are probably familiar with Jason. He's a local chaser there in Randolph County. Does a great job of sharing photos and videos. He does what I did when I was younger. It's pretty cool. But he got a great photo of the storm.
Warning, and it's going to it keeps it considerable. It's going to be for Corning area. All right, we're taking this up. Here we go. I'm going to take it full.
Yeah, go ahead. Folks, so this storm that you're looking at here, this photo is of the storm that we're referencing here in Randolph County, there north of Maynard. I know that it's kind of hard to see a whole lot of definition in that storm, but if you look closely in the middle of the photo, certainly some heavy rain. I'm sure there's a lot of hail buried in those rain shafts in the back, but just kind of a menacing looking storm as it moves off to the east. I wouldn't want to drive into those curtains of rain and hail. So,
no.
But we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning.
Jason Hampton that said that?
Yeah, Jason Hampton shared that with us. Yes, thank you, Jason, for sharing. I'm going to let him know that we just showed that on air.
Perfect. All right, so again, like Zach was saying, you know, it does look like the strongest hail core is now going to be into Arkansas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the new severe thunderstorm warning does include Clay County. It includes the city of Corning. Somebody just commented a few seconds ago from Success. Ernie Lunsford, you're up next, brother. Ernie, send us some reports if you had them. The Dado community, Twin Oaks, Palatka, and then Moark. So We've got a lot of followers. I'm not real sure why we do so well in Clay County, but we do. We have a lot of people who follow us from the Corning area. So if you're watching this, if you're listening in, it's going to be close, Corning. The worst of the hail may stay just to your north, but I wouldn't risk it. I would certainly stay inside and not drive into this as it moves off to the east and out of Randolph County. It's not moving real fast, Blaze.
No. Looks like we got a mesoscale discussion, another one, but we've already got a watch in place, so.
Yeah, we have a pretty large, expansive severe thunderstorm watch. Guys, the one thing that we want to convey here, though, is just because you're under a severe thunderstorm watch today does not mean that you're going to get massive hail, tornadoes. There might only be a few storms this afternoon. So some of you that are in a severe thunderstorm watch county through 9 o'clock tonight may get absolutely nothing. A tough forecast for us to try to convey, but Rochelle Robinson says, what time will this make it to Pulaski County? This is up in northeast Arkansas, so not headed for Pulaski County unless we have storms develop later. West of you, we'll have to watch those closely. This is not heading toward Marion County. No, this is headed into Clay County soon, and then hopefully eventually off into the Missouri Boot Hill and out of Arkansas. So it is slow moving, Daniel. Yes, it is. It's a great opportunity, guys. Really want everyone to download the Arkansas Weather Network mobile app. It will notify you to dangerous storms moving into your location, tornado watches, severe thunderstorm watches. It's completely free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store as well. Blaze, we just got another report from somebody that's also in Success, waiting on the Hail Corps to arrive.
Sorry, I'm just doing a couple
you're good.
behind the scenes stuff. Just make sure we're up. What'd you say something about another report coming in?
Yeah, Jason, he's in Success now, so he should have a great look at this storm as it moves into his location, and if the hail verification continues with large hail, we'll probably have a pretty good idea on how big it is.
So he's chasing right now.
Yeah, Jason Hampton, he's a storm chaser locally. I don't think he travels, far, but he's a local storm chaser there.
Nice.
He does a great job on social media. Like I said, he does exactly what I did when I was young. Just local stuff. It's pretty cool. Emily Wolford said, should Belleville or Danville be worried? No, this is on the complete opposite side of the state. We'll see if anything else develops near you later, but for now, no.
I'm just looking at some more comments here. Overall, guys, again, to us, it looks like this storm may be weakening some, but I still think this is putting down some hail. No doubt in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
But it does look like it's weaker than what we saw earlier. I mean, at one point, radar was estimating it was putting down 2-inch hail, so which is intense. But I mean, they're still considering it to. I mean, they're technically still keeping it 2 inches according to the text on the severe thunderstorm warning because it is considerable still.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mess with it. Just for those of you who are just now tuning, it looks like the worst of this hail core is over Glaze Creek right now. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit, Blaze, since we've pulled us off. The worst of this is in Glaze Creek, about to cross over Malone Road. It's near the Pond Roads area. The Minorca community and Minorca Road is also involved here. This is right on the Missouri border, guys. Soon to be Pittman Road, and Legate Road, Thompson Road, and then eventually Osborne Road. And this does include the Current View community. So this storm is going to continue moving off to the east, eventually into Clay County. We have some spotters that are in Success, Arkansas, which is just east of this. Should have a great view of the storm, give us some ground truth on how large the hail is. I think the hail is a little bit smaller now than it was around 15, 20 minutes ago, but certainly would not want to be driving into this regardless. And this is the only show in town, guys, as far as severe weather goes, in Arkansas for now. We'll see how long that lasts, but
key word there, guys. For now.
For now.
Because as we are expecting more thunderstorms, I mean, we're literally sitting. The atmosphere is so ripe right now. Like I'm looking at instability values that are like 2, 3, even 4,000 cape in certain parts. So it's just a matter of time. But I think we're still capped, and I think that's helping us. But I think that cap will start to break. I mean, who knows? What if the cap holds the whole night? That'd be awesome. We'd be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Wishful thinking, but yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Looking at a few questions here, guys. Yeah, this storm is moving. It's moving east. It's not moving south. Screaming Moth vibes on YouTube. This seems like a slow-moving storm, says Pam Webb. Yes, it's pretty slow-moving. Not moving real fast. This is not headed for central Arkansas, Heaven Deader. This is way up in northeast Arkansas. We'll zoom out real quick, Blaze, and just do a reset. We are seeing, though, some blips. We've got a blip here in North Arkansas and Boone County, and then another one here in southwest Arkansas, south of Mena. We'll see what those do. We might only have a few storms today, 2 or 3 storms at best. So we'll see what happens with those as they continue to develop. We're really kind of ahead of schedule, Blaze. You good?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm. My camera's doing something.
Oh, okay. I thought you were waving at me in the camera. I was like, hey.
No. I'm trying to get it to not move.
No, you're good.
So.
But yeah, folks, what I was trying to get at here is unless you live in far northeast Arkansas, as you can see up there north of Jonesboro, you have no immediate concerns for severe weather. That could change through the evening, but sorry about all the loud noises in the background. I think my son is tearing his room down. I don't know what he's doing in there.
I did hear that.
I don't know what he's doing in there. He must be in his closet getting toys out. We do need the rain, says Corey Bibb. I agree. I wish we had more storms today. We're not going to have a soaker today, but Kamadas 2724 says, can we see CAPE values in the Arkansas Weather Network mobile app? No, we do not have that, I don't believe. As far as like on a model basis, Blaze, I don't think we have CAPE values in the app. Most people would have no idea probably what that means. I'm glad you do, though.
Yeah, that is true. That might confuse a lot of people.
Yeah.
See these big numbers and be like,
yeah, what's going on?
So, well, and the flip side is like you could have those big numbers, but if you don't have the other ingredients, you're not going to see anything. So, we'd have to give people a weather lesson if we did that. So.
Rimblin James said that they have sent us something in our app. I'm going to pull that up here real quick.
To me, Zach, just looking at the latest radar scan and stuff, I think we've got a storm developing maybe to the south of the current one, and we're seeing kind of a merge taking place. And to me, it just looks like the health threat's decreasing.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think the hail cores went down substantially in the last 25 minutes or so. So, great news for our friends up in Clay County. They're north of Corning, because the hail core was pretty legit there for a little while, 1.5 from 2-inch hail. Somebody gave us a report and said that in Naylor, Missouri, which is kind of north of us a little bit, 1/4-inch hail up there. Sarah Carter says, is this live right now at 3:33? Yes, we are live on the air covering storms. Thank you for watching. Folks, if just for reference, if you ever see our live feeds on Facebook, if we are not live, the caption will say old weather coverage so that you don't have to waste your time trying to figure out if it's live or not. That way it's a little less confusing.
It looks like maybe the storm near Reno, hope I'm saying that right, I think it's getting stronger, Zach.
Yeah, it does look like it's cycling, doesn't it?
It does. Because, I mean, just looking at this, somebody said their daughter lives in Corning. Well, heads up, because there could be some hail heading towards the Corning area. It to me kind of looks like we got 2 storms now. We're gonna have to really watch. I mean, we got this area right here, but then just south of it, another storm that we're also watching. So, but still, this is the only thing. Oh, Hey, we are starting to see some liftoff on the Harrison
Yeah,
storm.
yeah, that's all I circled a few minutes ago. It does look like the Harrison storm might be our next one to watch. They're near Western Grove, and there was another one in southwest Arkansas. There's a blip in Faulkner County, or excuse me, in Conway County, and then a blip down there in southwest Arkansas. So we'll see. That could be the leading stages of our next development. But really, though, the only show in town by far is the storm that's moving into Clay County. Any of our friends and farmers that live up in Clay County and Corning, Nobel, anywhere there north and northwest of Corning, specifically close to the Missouri border, some large hail is still possible with this storm. Don't think it's as big as it was a few minutes ago in Randolph County.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Zach. Which is good news. That's good news for anybody out there that's in the middle of this. But boy, it got active there for a little while.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. This is kind of forecast verification. We knew we would have some big hail today, and we've had big hail. I'm sure we'll have a little bit more too before the day's over. Getting down pretty local, this is moving through the Current View community. It's about to move into Success, which is in Clay County, and then the Palatka community as well, south of Sensabaugh, which is actually in Missouri, right on the Arkansas-Missouri border. State Line Road goes from west to east there, it looks like. And this is kind of passing parallel to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's right on the doorstep of Corning. So if you're in Corning, this is kind of one of the last heads up we can give you at this point. I mean, it's fixing to start storming. So if you're in Corning, maybe get that vehicle parked in the garage, carport, or put like, some kind of a protection over your vehicle. That way the hail doesn't impact it.
James said that Matthew Brown is watching the storm right now in Clay County. Just a shout out to Matthew. That he has a lowering on the storm. It's not rotating. It's bad, but no hail yet. So that's bad, but no hail yet. So that's a good sign.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. We're just going to zoom just a little bit on that.
I still think we're capped because, I mean, obviously not for Northeast Arkansas, but like the Harrison storm, it's trying its best, but I just don't think it can tap into the environment. Newest radar scan, guys. Zach, I think the hail threat's really starting to ramp up near this area.
Yeah, the Dado community, that's in Clay County. They're west of Corning. Folks, if you live in Corning, bad news. Same with Twin Oaks, maybe even the Hillstring community as well. It does look like that hail core starting to grow. That's crossing into Clay County, moving off to the east. Good catch, Blaze. That looks like it spiked up pretty quick.
Yeah, and since it's more isolated, that's also a concern too. We're just going to continue to... Yeah, that's... Oof. We thought things looked kind of like it was on a weakening trend, but just looking at this newest radar scan, guys, it to us looks like it's strengthening again. I think we could see some large hail heading towards this area. So early heads up to anyone in the Hillstring area, Walnut Grove, Corning, Twin Oaks, those areas. Please be mindful as the storm will be progressing this area. If we put this into motion, you guys can see the track on this. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. This top storm is falling apart, and this bottom storm is really getting its act together right now.
Yeah, someone asked, AB74464 on YouTube said, can you show where this is in relation to the whole state? It's a good time to reset, Blaze. Folks, if you live in Arkansas, but you don't live in Northeast Arkansas, there's not a whole lot going on. Pretty much the entire state is void of issues for the time being. But if you live in Northeast Arkansas, especially in Clay County, we do have some concerns for significant severe weather in terms of large hail and strong winds. Dakota's in... Corning asking about a tornado. We don't have any tornado warnings now. This just looks like severe thunderstorms with large hail. So this is not hitting Fayetteville, Jeremy. This is on the literally the complete opposite side of the state in northeast Arkansas. So no concerns in Fayetteville. Absolutely, AB. You're welcome. Thank you for watching and leaving a comment on our feed.
Just looking at somebody said no audio, but I that's got to be on their end because
no, we would, if there was no audio for sure, we would be getting more comments.
Yeah, everything looks good. Just overall, guys, just to, like Zach was saying, just kind of recap, northeast Arkansas, that is the main area that we're watching for these severe storms. Strongest storm we've got right now is just to the north of Reno. Am I saying that right? I hope I am.
Yeah, I think it's somebody can let us know in the comments. I think it's Reno, like Rain-O, and not Reno.
Yeah.
I think I've heard Reno before. We just got a report of very large hail from, I believe this is in Clay County. I'm going to send that over. Jason Hampton sent this to us. I'm going to get it posted on Facebook real quick.
You've got pictures?
I do. I do have photos of the hail here, and it's fairly large, very large, as a matter of fact. If you'll give me just a moment, I will send this to you, Blaze.
Yeah.
And this is from Jason Hampton, and this is from, I'm waiting on an exact location, but I believe he's in western Clay County, near Success, possibly near Reno.
That would make sense. I mean, just looking at this, I do think this health core is increasing. I mean, this is going to be moving out of Arkansas, guys, here in just a little bit. Still not seeing. Just kind of want to tell you a couple areas we're watching. Watching an isolated shower developing right around the Harrison area. Not seeing really anything shaping up with that, which is great news. We're watching that. And then we're watching a little area just south towards Conway County. And then one more area near DeQueen. I'm thinking, just looking at it from an overall standpoint, probably going to want to watch South Amina, that DeQueen area. That one that might have less of a cap versus northern Arkansas right now. But again, our main focus right now is this severe thunderstorm warning in northeast Arkansas. Zach, it looks like on that newest radar scan, it looks weaker to me. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Compared to the scan that we had just a moment ago, I would say it's very fair to say that it is weaker. Good thing too, because did you get the photo of the hail that I sent? I sent you a text with it. That's big hail. We don't need any more of that.
Yeah, it is.
Our farmers up in Clay County cannot afford that right now, dealing with that sort of hailfall falling.
Man. All right. Yep. I'm bringing it. I'm gonna bring us. I'm gonna take it full. That's all right. All right, so this is what we've got, guys. This is the hail photo we just got. Wow.
Yeah, this is from Jason Hampton. I'm waiting on an exact location, but he told me he was in Success earlier. And I would imagine he likely just traveled south toward the Dado community to get those. I could be wrong. He could have went north and got the northern core as well. But regardless, he's in Clay County, which is the storm that we're looking at now here in northeast Arkansas. And once again, this is from Jason Hampton. Really appreciate Jason allowing us to share this stuff on our feed and on our social media. Jason's a storm chaser from Randolph County and does a fantastic job. So that's pretty good size hail. I don't know exactly how large it is. It's tough to say off just a photo of somebody's hand, but it'd be clearly very large hail compared to the standard pea or nickel size that we typically experience. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it looks to me as if they have canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for the Maynard area, and now we've just got the severe thunderstorm warning for the Corning area. So we're basically down to one severe thunderstorm warning, guys, which is great news, but we've still got a little ways to go before this exits out of Arkansas. But if we want to bring you some good news, it does to us look like this storm may be weakening some. We're not seeing that real strong hail core signature that we were previously seeing. So that's good news. We're continuing to watch this very closely, though. Radar is still showing about 1 inch hail for me on this Corning storm south near the Twin Oaks area.
Yeah, it looks like that southern core that was, kind of flared up there momentarily. It looks like it's still holding on, but that northern core looks like it's getting its act together again. More so maybe along the Arkansas-Missouri border there north of Corning. Ernie Lunsford said that it's hailing in Success, which is in Clay County.
I haven't looked. I'm just wondering what the newest computer model guidance is showing. Don't want to take the radar off. I'm going to look on another screen real quick. I'm just curious kind of to see when this is expecting more development here. So
is Clay County in Memphis? Is Clay County in Memphis, or is that Little Rocks? That's Memphis, isn't it?
No, that's Memphis. Yeah. All right, so guys, if you're just joining us and you're wondering what's going on, we're tracking severe storms in northeast Arkansas. We got one storm. That's it. One severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect. 2 areas. Zach, newest radar scan looks like just the west of Corning. That hail core is strengthening again. I can't stress this enough. We have talked about this multiple times, but if you're in Corning, you're fixing to experience some hail.
Blaze, it's Reno, somebody said. Webster Smith, so we were pronouncing it incorrectly. Thank you, Webster, for that. It's Reno, not Reno. Yeah, just adding to that, yeah, Blaze, we have people watching from Corning. It's moving through Twin Oaks now. It's moving into town, so into Corning here relatively soon on West Main Street. Obviously, if you're from Corning, you're familiar with all of these streets here in the middle part of town. This looks like it's going to move into town. So I would imagine we're probably going to get some hail reports in Corning here momentarily. I would say in the next 10 minutes. So if you're watching this and you live in Corning, I would definitely stay inside, not be driving around, because this storm has a history of producing large hail.
Yeah, it's
same in Moark too. Or the State Line Road. I've been up here before, Blaze, chasing back in the day. This is a beautiful area to chase in, wide open. Gina, will you please ban the anti-Dusty Z guy from the YouTube comments? I'm tired of the spamming in the comments. It's annoying everybody. I think Gina's in here. She moderates for me. But folks, this is moving through Clay County now and will soon be Missouri's problem. No offense to Missouri, but we can hand this off to the Missouri Boot Hill here probably in the next 30 or 45 minutes. If you're watching this and you live in Piggott in far northeast Arkansas, you should probably anticipate this storm moving into your location here over the next 30 or 45 minutes. It has a history of producing big hail, so this is your early heads up, and eventually we can hand this off to the Missouri Boot Hill.
Yeah, I just want to stress, guys. Anyone in the Corning area, you're fixing to see hail. No doubt about that. And so I wonder what time they release for school. Have they already released, or?
I'm sure it's 3:49 now. I feel like most schools generally 3 to 3:15. So my hope is that there's nobody out driving through this there in Clay County. No, Tommy, I was talking about the National Weather Service office. What office covers Clay County, and the National Weather Service in Memphis covers them. That's all I meant. Deanna Deming is, I believe she has a daughter in Clay County in Corning, and she said that it's pea-sized hail, Blaze. That's good.
Okay.
A lot better than what we were looking at earlier. So I don't know how recent that is, or if that's maybe just the only hail that they've seen so far. I would imagine it's probably a little bigger than P, but
Yeah.
we did have a report too from Stephanie Tucker in Middlebrook around 2:30. Said that there was quarter-size hail in Middlebrook, so to the west of here. And then we just got another comment, Blaze, from Elizabeth Mason saying that it is now hailing in Corning. How big is it, Elizabeth, if you don't mind letting us know?
Yeah, that I think we're probably seeing a little bit bigger than pea-sized, especially with looking at the radar scan on this. She may have just been like in that darker red area, guys. But the real hail to this storm is in the purple and dark shade. Continuing severe thunderstorm warning, which makes sense.
That report, Jason Hampton confirmed that that was 2 miles north of Success. So biggest hail that I've seen visually today, 2 miles north of Success. Not saying that those are the biggest stones that have happened today, but that is certainly the biggest one that I've seen.
All right, we're fixing to get a new radar scan, Zach, and to me, I think, yeah, hail core is increasing in Corning. I mean, it is right on the doorstep of Corning. This is going to be producing some large hail, guys. I think we're going to get some more reports coming in here. Just, yep, hail is really coming down now. That's going to continue. This is large hail, guys, right over Corning.
Yeah, I'm hopefully we can continue to get reports here out of Corning. I agree with you, Blaze. This is unfortunate. Blaze, I'm going to drive for just a second, if that's okay. Folks, this is moving into the city limits of Corning, like right into the middle of Corning. Obviously, West Elm Street and West Main Street.
I'll clear that.
No, you're good.
There you go.
I mean, obviously, folks, if you live in Corning, you don't need me to name off every city street for you, but just for some landmarks, I mean, West Elm and West Main, the main drags that go through town, this is going to pass over both, I think. Really through the center part of town. Maybe the worst of it's on the south part of town, but I feel like you're kind of splitting hairs at that point. But I would say it's very likely that large hail is occurring now in Corning, which is in Clay County and far northeast Arkansas. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, Blaze. This is likely headed for... Oh, we just got a report from Tim. Golf ball size hail in Corning. So, yeah, that's a verification from somebody in Corning. Golf ball size hail, unfortunately. Jason Hampton is also chasing the storm and is in Corning now, waiting on an official report from him.
I hope he's got some kind of like protection on his vehicle, because
then not something fun to run into.
This is going to be producing some hail damage, guys, and hate to say that, but yeah, it's just looking at it from radar. I mean, it's literally right on Corning. So anybody in the Corning area, please, hopefully you've got your vehicles parked in a safe place, because this is definitely putting down some large hail.
Yeah, folks, this is nowhere near Springdale, Florella. This is on the complete opposite side of the state, so no concerns in Springdale right now. This is in northeast Arkansas in Clay County, moving through the city of Corning, where we have golf ball size hail reports with this storm as of 3:54 p.m. We're going to continue to cover this with you. Waiting on a little bit more reports. Blaze, I'm going to check my inbox real quick. I would imagine probably getting some reports out of this.
I'm starting to see a few clouds trying to bubble in western Arkansas. I'm not seeing any showers developing right now, but I'm not going to be surprised if we start seeing something in western Arkansas in the next 30 to 40 minutes, probably. And again, what I mean by that, guys, is I'm referring to more development, because this is just one storm that we're tracking. And we've been tracking this for a while now in northeast Arkansas, but it's going to move out of Arkansas, and then our focus is going to be back to the more development that's expected over the next couple hours. And so we're going to be here. We're going to keep you updated. But really, anyone in the Corning area, very large hail is taking place right now. We can see that on our radar. So early heads up to anybody in the Walnut Grove area. It's kind of late now to be putting your vehicle in a garage. Um, but like Crockett, these areas, you can see some of these cities. Any area that you see right now, you need to be, if you recognize that town, you need to be sheltering in place. Do not be outside. I mean, this is hail, and it can hurt or potentially kill somebody if they're outside in this.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
some of the hail reports, that stuff near Success earlier, that hit you in the head, man. That could really hurt you guys. Certainly won't ever want to
all
be
right,
inside.
NWS. Zach, NWS is stating that they believe this is producing 2-inch hail now, again
Okay.
for Corning.
Oh yeah, you look at the last scan. So, yeah,
Wow.
Casey Campbell said, is Jonesboro in the clear? Yes, this is not moving into Jonesboro. This is in Clay County. Marlo Robinson says, is Mountain Home, question mark. Mountain Home is of no threat to this right now. This is on the complete opposite side of the state. They're in northeast Arkansas. So, yeah, Blaze, I agree. I think some fairly large hail just went through Corning. The National Weather Service is verifying that 2-inch report. So, yeah, this hail core is certainly increasing. We've kind of went through a fluctuation here where the south end of the storm has sort of taken over. Man, there's probably a lot of people too driving there west out of Pollard.
Yeah, that's putting down some hail. I mean, I guess the bright side to this particular storm is that we don't really see a tornado threat with it. We don't see any rotation, so that's good news. Um, and I don't really see any damaging winds. But the downside is it's producing some pretty large hail.
Yeah, definitely. But folks, the most immediate concern with this too, this is going to be moving off to the east near Hickoria, eventually McDougal. Certainly anyone that's traveling from west to east out of McDougal needs to be on high alert with this storm, especially with the fact that it's produced and is likely producing now damaging hail. So really want everyone to take this serious. This is not something you want to drive into. You need to stay inside. The storm is moving fairly slow, but fast enough to where it's not going to impact you for too long. Let the storm pass before you try to drive anywhere. This storm just looks like it's went through a pretty good intensification phase here over the last 20-25 minutes, Blaze.
Yeah, right. I mean, right near Highway 62. So
Yeah.
if you're traveling on 62, you need to find a shelter in place, something that you can do, because I mean, 2 inches, that will hurt vehicles and that will bust windshields. So I would
Jason
encourage everybody.
Jason
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Hampton, no, you're good. He said that the hail in Corning was large, but it was smaller than what he encountered in Success, which the hail he encountered in Success was fairly large. I mean, it was very large. So, still not trying to diminish the threat whatsoever, but still likely damaging hail. I think it's very fair to say as it moves through Corning and off to the east toward McDougal and Hickoria. Let's do a track, Blaze.
Yeah, go for it.
Didn't populate for me.
It's probably because there's.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But the worst of it has moved through Corning. If you're watching there in Clay County, this is moving off to the east toward Hickoria and McDougal. For those of you asking, Renita Henley says, where is this at? We can zoom out and go statewide for you real quick to refresh. Folks, if you live in Arkansas, the odds are you're not dealing with anything right now. We have a blip in North Arkansas that we're watching real close. Then we have a severe thunderstorm in far northeast Arkansas that we're watching. This is moving toward the Missouri Boot Hill. This is really the only concern as of 4 o'clock on Thursday. So this is live. You're watching this live, but most of you are dealing with nothing. We're not able to give, I'm seeing people, are we clear in fill in the blank? Can we not worry about this and fill in the blank? Folks, if you're under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock, then we have to watch storms until this evening. There might only be a few storms this afternoon and this evening. We can't guarantee you a storm, because storms might be isolated like we're seeing now. Blaze, I bet a new severe warning's coming soon for Piggott, Pollard, Greenway. I would imagine that's coming here pretty quick.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think the NWS is drawing that up right now.
Yeah, that would make sense given what we've been dealing with here. I think it's fair to say that this is going to move off to the east and continue producing hail. That looks pretty impressive, Blaze. We're back.
Yeah, it does.
We are back. That's pretty impressive hail core, folks. They're just east of Corning. I think damaging hail is very, very likely with that as it moves off to the east in Clay County.
We can actually go and look. Yeah, now this is just radar, but oh man, you see that, Zach?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think some of it's legit. I think 2-inch hail very likely with that as it moves off to the east. I'm kind of surprised we haven't had more reports, but maybe that's just the case of people being at home and not being out driving around, which is good.
Yeah, that's.
Yes, you are safe to drive from Little Rock to
Oh.
Harrison. You're good to go. This is up in northeast Arkansas. Looks like our blips disappeared, Blaze.
Well, I'm looking at it from a.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had pulled up the storm threat side.
Yeah. So just looking at this, guys, I think it's safe to say, according to this product right here, that the hail threat is definitely increasing to the northeast of Corning. You could see that. I mean, I don't know. I do think this might be a little over the top, but Zach, I mean, this is showing 3-inch hail with this. Do you think we're getting 3-inch here?
I'm not sure. I just got a photo from Pamela Williams in Corning, in the city limits of Corning, and this looks to me like slightly larger than quarter-size hail. Not saying that the hail's not larger now because the signature looks better, but I think 2-inch hail is probably a pretty safe bet with this, given the representation of what we're seeing on the radar. But I'm not for sure. I would like to see some more reports.
Yeah. I mean, if it is producing 3-inch hail, oh my word, there's going to be a lot of damage with that too.
I feel like if it was legitimately producing 3-inch hail, we would probably be getting more reports. So
yeah, I think so.
Sol Rodriguez says northwest okay. I think he's talking about northwest Arkansas. This is on the complete opposite side of the state. This is in northeast Arkansas, so no concerns in northwest Arkansas at this time. The wind speeds with this storm, to be honest with you, I'm not real sure. I would imagine there is a potential for stronger wind gusts here, 30, 40 plus miles per hour. The biggest concern, though, is the large hail, and this is moving off to the east. Still no severe thunderstorm warning, Blaze, for the rest of Clay County, but I would imagine that's probably a given here very soon.
Yeah, just... Yeah, I mean, that's just looking at that signature overall, that is definitely... Okay, got another report coming in. It looks like pea-sized hail in Corning, but that's got to be the part that has to be like the south part of that. That cannot... I don't think that's the storm.
No,
How can I say this? The radar looks a lot stronger to the northeast of Corning.
Yeah, no, I think some of the hail in Corning might have been smaller at times, but that last scan looks a little bit better for us too, as far as hail size goes. Ashton Jones says, "Is this coming through? Is it come through Maumelle?" I think what she's meaning is severe weather tonight. We can't rule that out, Ashton. I know you said you're seeing different things, but we can't speak for other weather sources. But the Arkansas Weather Network is forecasting at least a couple of more storms through the afternoon and evening, and that could include Maumelle, but nothing short-term, nothing immediate. The only concern is what me and Blaze are talking about here in Clay County, Arkansas. So far northeast Arkansas, where large hail is very possible. Soon in Pollard, likely in Piggott as well. It's hot.
A lot of lightning with this too, Zach.
There is a lot of lightning with it. Yeah, this thing's supercharged, isn't it? Looks like the worst of it's going to be moving into McDougal soon, parts of Hickoria. That's Highway 62, I think, isn't it, Blaze, that runs from Corning up to Piggott?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Yeah. So if you're traveling west on 62 out of Pollard and you're listening to us, or you know someone who's traveling on that right now, you might give them a call and let them know it's probably best to pull off and stop. Van Buren, yeah, this is on the other side of the state, so not a concern to Van Buren. If you're talking about later tonight, we'll see, but nothing has developed yet. Ryan is live. I'm guessing they're talking about Ryan Vaughn. Says that it is indeed 3-inch plus. So I trust Ryan. Ryan probably is getting reports of that. So, hey, if Ryan says they're getting 3-inch plus reports, then that's pretty significant hail there in Clay County. Maybe a few scans ago even. So,
someone's asking about something about school baseball fixing to start. They said Clarkton, Missouri.
Yeah.
Do you know where that is?
I do not know. I'm sorry. I have no idea.
We don't have any cameras right now, but we're working on getting some cameras up.
Definitely, we don't have any cameras in this area, so but we're gonna have cameras soon, real soon. No, this is not coming from Fayetteville. This is on the other side of the state. This is in far northeastern Arkansas. So, I mean, look, quite literally the complete opposite side of Arkansas. Not head for Fayetteville. Well, Blaze, I'm going to hop off here and take a break. If you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to, and kind of watch radar from afar. Try to get some dinner prepped here before things get more active. So.
Yeah, and the National Weather Service, they're getting ready to do a downstream warning. They're still thinking this is producing 2.5-inch hail.
Okay, so really big hail. Yeah, folks, Blaze is referencing the downstream warning here, probably for Pollard, Piggott, Greenway, and so on, so far northeastern Clay County. This is headed your way. That warning is probably coming anytime. So, Blaze, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to mute my audio, and I'll be back here in just a little while when things get more active with more storms, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I think when this exits out of Arkansas, I'm gonna shut the stream down.
Okay, sounds good. Guys, we will, just for reference too, we can't really go live for every severe thunderstorm that ever happens, or we will never not be live in the spring and summer. But if there's any storms like what we've had here in North Arkansas that are significant, 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, very large hail, and of course tornadoes, we'll be live to cover it with you. So thank you so much for watching, and Blaze will take good care of you. See you, Blaze.
See ya. Good job. All right, guys. Switching gears here real quick. So again, we've got the severe thunderstorm warning that we are tracking in northeast Arkansas. According to the National Weather Service, they do still believe that this is producing 2.5-inch hail with this. And so we're going to continue to watch this storm very closely. Looking at it, you're still seeing that well-defined hail core heading towards the Pollard area. So you can see right there, still showing that high DBZ level, indicating that there's likely some large hail with this. We're going to just kind of consider this. I mean, this is our primary storm that we're watching right now. Looking at, if we zoom out here, we can see that there's a couple areas that we're watching. There was one south of Mena that fell apart, and then there was this one up by Harrison, and it's falling apart. I still think we have a cap in place, and it's prohibiting some of these thunderstorms from getting going. All right, here's a new severe thunderstorm warning for northeast Arkansas. That's really the focus right now, is northeast Arkansas as these storms continue to progress east. And these will be out of Arkansas here in just a few minutes. So Pollard, Piggott, just to the north of Greenway. I mean, it's fixing to be out of Arkansas. Oh, here's Clarkton, Missouri. Okay, somebody was asking about Clarkton, Missouri. If there's a baseball game going on, I would pause. I would hold off and I would delay that game a good 30 to 40 minutes, if not longer. So here's Clarkton. I knew it had to be close because someone was asking about it, but I wasn't sure exactly where it is. But it is in a severe thunderstorm warning now. So yeah, I would delay it 30, 40 minutes, if not longer than that. So to us, it looks like the hail core is weakening some. So that's good news for Northeast Arkansas. But we're continuing to watch this very closely. Somebody said it's been super sunny in Conway all day today. Will that affect storms later? Yes. The sun you've got, it's very ripe out there. The atmosphere very supportive of severe storms. Going to have to continue to watch this. Again, we don't think it's going to be widespread in terms of coverage tonight, but we think there's going to be a couple severe storms that we do believe could produce some very large hail. And so we're going to be watching this very closely for you. Had somebody asking here, um, someone saying something about how would we go about getting a siren in a rural area? I would talk to your county judge about that. Talk to your county judge, maybe emergency management, depending upon where you are, and tell them that that you want a siren. But I will tell you this: sirens are only good if you're outside. A lot of people think that sirens are great for inside, but they're not. Most of the time, you're not even going to hear them. So, let's see here. Uh, Yeah, the one we're covering right now is this Clay County one that is severe warned. So, again, to us, it looks like the overall hail core with this is decreasing some, but I still think it is producing, I think, still producing some very large hail in this area. So, this is still affecting Arkansas. You can see the towns that are impacted. If you're just joining us and watching us here, we are tracking severe thunderstorm warning in Northeast Arkansas. And someone said we're getting missed again. Well, here's the deal, Jennifer. Um, it's a good thing you're getting missed right now. I know we need the rain. I get that, but this is producing some large hail. We don't want that. So, what's your weather app called? It's Arkansas Weather Network. You can download it from the iOS and Google Play Store. We also have a website, Arkansas. Uh, we've got a website that you can visit, and so really, and that is arwxnetwork.com. So we've got multiple ways that you can find us. We're also on pretty much every streaming channel, streaming platform. So we're pretty much on everything. Again, this continues to move off towards the east, and this will be moving into Missouri before you know it, still impacting portions of Arkansas. So we're continuing to stay on this storm. Not having any updates right now, but looking at what I'm seeing, to us, I think it's still producing some large hail with this. Someone asking anything expected for Fort Smith around 6:30. It is really hard to pinpoint timing wise. I will say we got a mesoscale discussion that does include Fort Smith, Western Arkansas, and we do expect more thunderstorms to develop over the next couple hours. But it's really hard for us to pinpoint exactly where these storms are going to develop and the exact time of them. So, to give you an example, one of our computer models doesn't even have this storm. It doesn't in Northeast Arkansas. So that tells me right there we're going to see more storms than what the models are showing. Again, I don't think it's going to be widespread coverage and not everybody's going to see storms tonight. But if you do see a storm, I do think there's a threat for severe storms. So to us, it looks like the hail core may be strengthening just a little bit again. It was weakening, but on the latest scan, I'm seeing some darker reflectivity, which indicates to me that this storm may be strengthening just a little bit. Not much, but enough that they're going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning. So we started tracking this. We started watching this storm developing just south of West Plains, Missouri. And we've tracked it from then to basically getting to the point where it's fixing to exit the state. So we've been covering this. Okay. National Weather Service is advising that it does appear that the storm is cycling, yes, and it is re-intensifying again, and they're going to go ahead and go back to 2-inch hail with this. So they are talking like this storm is strengthening again, and we can see that because those DBZ levels are increasing. So here's a new update on the severe thunderstorm warning. They are continuing with the considerable tag here, and we see that this does include Piggott. So anybody in the Piggott area, you need to be sheltering in place. Again, this is not a tornado warning, just a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's a little bit greater of a threat than your typical severe thunderstorm warning. And I think this is producing 2-inch hail, and even the National Weather Service agrees with that. So uh, this is the area that you need to be sheltering in place. You can see, I think the strongest hail core may just go to the north of Crockett, but it's going to be really close. So early heads up to anyone in these areas. You need to be sheltering in place. Again, we had a question earlier about Clarkton. There's a lot of baseball games tonight, and we're seeing a lot of comments about that. It's really hard to pinpoint the exact timing of when these storms will develop. But I will say this: if you do get a storm and you start to see it develop off towards the west, it's not going to take long for that thing to get strong to severe. We've got an atmosphere that's very ripe. So the moment you start to see those clouds increasing, clouds start to pop up, you need to start being preparing to shut the game down because it won't take long. This storm went up very quickly, and that's how it's going to be today. So, what's keeping these storms right now from developing is we still have a little bit of a cap in place, but I don't think that cap's going to hold much longer. I think it's only a matter of time before someone flips a switch, and then we start seeing thunderstorms developing. And again, with how strong and how much instability we have, this atmosphere is going to allow these thunderstorms to erupt pretty fast. Not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you so that you're prepared for this. Because it could be like, well, you see sunshine and then boom, you see a storm pretty quick. So that's going to kind of be how it is. That's why any indication that we see on radar, we got to watch. Like we're seeing a little bit of area right here, just north, right here, north of Mina. Okay. I don't see anything concerning with that. That would just be a shower, but that is development. And so, is that maybe where we're going to see thunderstorms develop? I think that's a good possibility. We got plenty of storm fuel right there. So could we see something develop right there that I just highlighted within the next few minutes? I think that's a possibility. And again, these storms are going to go up very quick. So we're just waiting for this storm to exit out of Arkansas. We're going to stay on it though for Northeast Arkansas people. The direct path of Piggott. Anyone in Piggott, Pollard, you need to be sheltering in place right now. We've got lots of people jumping in here, and I'm, going to try to do my best to answer as many questions as I can. To us, it does look like this is still producing some large hail here. So again, just want to reiterate, we're continuing to watch this very closely, and kind of looks like we've got two cells now. We've got this one showing some hail, and just east of Corning, a little bit more storm development here. We're watching things, and we're going to stay on this very closely. So, all right. Just overall, this is what we've got. This is our main focus right now, is just these storms in Northeast Arkansas. That's pretty much, at this point, that's what we're tracking. So I don't see anything else at this time. I know I'm kind of being quiet for a minute. I'm just kind of looking at radar right now, just kind of analyzing on what we're seeing. This Harrison storm that we were watching, yeah, that thing fell apart. It just didn't tap into the environment. So we are seeing a little bit more liftoff here. That looks a little bit more defined. So, could this be the start of something developing just to the northeast of Waldron? Maybe. We'll just have to watch this. So Fort Smith is not supposed to have severe weather tonight. No, that is not. No, Fort Smith very well could have severe weather tonight. There is a lower risk because there's a marginal risk versus a slight risk, but Fort Smith is not in the clear. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a severe storm in Fort Smith. Just looking at this, there's plenty of storm fuel in the Fort Smith area. Is the yeah, it is a little bit. Essentially, they're kind of fighting with each other right now, and so far, it kind of looks like the southward storm is beating the north part of this. So, and you can see that. I mean, it's the DBZ levels look a little bit higher here, which is just to the east of Corning. So, the good news is, guys, they have switched back. The severe thunderstorm warning is no longer considerable. So that tells us that the storm itself is weakening. So we're just back to a typical severe thunderstorm warning. But, you know, we're going to stay on it till this exits the state. So. All right, guys, hang tight with me here. We're just kind of continuing to watch this. You know, I know there's people commenting. Let's see. Somebody said Mina hot springs tonight. I don't want to take anything away from the Northeast Arkansas, but I do want to show you guys this because I think this is going to help. Let me take this full here. This is the severe weather risk for this evening. And you see we've got a slight risk for areas like Russellville, Fort Smith, Little Rock. I guess for the person that was asking about Fort Smith, I guess Fort Smith would technically be considered in the slight risk. It's between the marginal and the slight. But you can see Harrison, Mountain Home, Batesville, Jonesboro, Wynn, Searcy, Little Rock. And you got marginal risk from Stuttgart, Pine Bluff, Arkadelphia, DeQueen, Mina. Not everybody's going to see storms tonight. Not everybody will. But if you do see a storm, it could become strong to severe. I meant there's some blips west of Mina. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of development there. There is that mesoscale discussion that is in place. So there was that one right around Waldron. Here's one near Magazine. But that one just disappeared. So far, storms just not able to take advantage of the environment, but I think we're also capped right now, except for this Northeast Arkansas storm. This storm has very well taken control of the environment, and it's obvious. Let's get back to this storm. Let's focus on this storm, because to me, it does look like the hail core is increasing. All right, so let's continue to watch this. I do think the hail core, both hail cores are strengthening with this storm. And you guys can see that. I mean, you just see where the darker colors is, darker shades here. Right there. That's going to be some large hail. I think large hail is developing on the storm, Northeast Arkansas. Pollard, Piggott, Greenway, you need to be sheltering in place right now. This storm is on the very edge, and it is heading towards your direction. So the hail core is strengthening. I don't know that it's enough to switch that back to a considerable tag, but I have no doubt in my mind we're seeing more hail producing right now. There's a lot of meteorology behind the scenes. I don't want to get in too much depth about rising air and sinking air and all that. But I will tell you I am seeing indications that there is some rising and sinking air in western Arkansas. So I do expect that we could start to see some thunderstorm development. And that's why those little spots that we're seeing, the little blips that we call it, basically we're just looking to see, okay, where are storms maybe trying to pop up at. I do think we may start to see something try to develop between Waldron, Charleston, Mulberry, Mena, somewhere in there. I think that's going to have to be an area that we watch because I think there's certainly, definitely, uh, what am I trying to say? Energy. That's it. There's certainly some energy moving through. Looks like they are going to extend the severe thunderstorm watch, but that's Northwest Tennessee. That's what the National Weather Service is advising. So if you're watching from Tennessee, you're probably going to go under a watch. Someone asking, Jonesboro. Jonesboro's good. There's no concern with this storm whatsoever. You're good. Jonesboro's right here, and the severe thunderstorm warning is way to the north. But if you're in Piggott, I think the hail core is really starting to strengthen more on this. So continuing to stay on this. All right, we're going to continue to watch this, guys. Again, I just want to reiterate the fact that, like, this could be producing some large hail, and we can see that on radar. 2 areas. So when you get hit once, there could be another round just behind it that could be producing some more. Yeah, that's a good idea. Park your cars in the carport if you're near the hail core. Absolutely. And it's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those afternoon and evenings that I feel like we really need to have those vehicles parked in the garage. Again, not everybody's going to see storms. They're not going to be widespread, but any storms you do see develop would have the potential to become strong and severe, and likely would, given this environment here. So, uh, don't want to get too in depth with this from meteorology aspect, but the NAS is advising that they are seeing a 3-body scatter spike on the storm just southwest. This is the storm we're watching, and indicating basically what that means is that the hail core is likely strengthening with this storm, and we can see that right now. You can definitely see that taking place. Again, don't want to get too in depth with it, but I just want to let you guys know, in summary, that the hail core is strengthening with this storm. So we're continuing to watch things very closely here. I still think there's 2 areas where we could be seeing some large hail. Local weather is showing storms coming into Missouri, Mississippi County. Sorry, I read that wrong. Well, we're watching things very closely here, but I mean, I don't see anything from Mississippi County right now. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing for Mississippi County. So, I mean, maybe that's future cast and future radar, and what can be expected over the next several hours. But as of right now, there's nothing for Mississippi County. Golf ball. Thank you for that report. Appreciate it. East of Corning. Any kind of rotation with any of these? No, I'm not seeing any rotation. Looks like the newest radar scan backing down on some of the hail core there. Still think it's producing some hail, but overall, to me, it just looks like it's weakening too. So that's good news. I want some good rain to wash the pollen off my car. Hey, Heather, I got the perfect thing. Splash Car Wash. Perfect opportunity. You could download our app, Arkansas Weather Network, and you can get a free car wash right from the app. Super easy, super simple, and that will get the pollen off your vehicle. No rotation at the moment. That's right, Gina. Appreciate you being on. Doing a good job on the moderating, answering questions. Appreciate it. It takes a lot. There's so much behind the scenes, guys, that people don't realize. There's just all kinds of stuff to make this live stream work. There's so much that has to happen. That's why stuff can go wrong at times. But That's crazy how quickly they're cycling. Yeah, I mean, I think probably what they're doing is they're literally they're intensifying, they're dropping the hail, and then they're re-intensifying. Kind of same story. But I have no doubt in my mind when we see these hail cores spike like that, they are 100% dropping the hail. And I don't mean dropping it in terms of a number. It's more of they're actually dropping the hail and people are being impacted by it. So I washed my car last night. That's why Bologna got rain. You were all welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I just got a new windshield Tuesday. I hope it all misses me. Where you at? Where you at? Because that's going to depend on if it does impact you. All right, we're continuing to track these severe storms. I mean, to us, it looks like things are weakening right now, so that's good news. Um, and another thing, this is fixing to move out of Arkansas. And like Zach said, it's fixing to be Missouri's problem. No offense. No offense. But I think I think things are gonna start to trend down for Northeast Arkansas. They're gonna get a little bit of a break. So Splash needs to come build a car wash in Monette. I completely understand. But they've got a lot of car washes around the state, and we appreciate them. They allow us to have the Arkansas Weather Network. If it wasn't for them and other sponsors, we would not be able to do what we're doing today. So we appreciate them. So if you like the coverage, think Splash, as well as our other sponsors too. We've got a lot of sponsors, and you can see every one of them down here in the down towards the bottom here. All right, these storms, they look like they might be weakening a little bit. So that's good news. Cave City, but I know there's storms popping up later. There could be. Could be. Can't really guarantee it 100%, but there could be. Someone says, it doesn't look like the clouds are building up as high. Does that mean the cap is still in place? Very likely, yeah. Typically, what a cap is, it's basically warm air above. So, and what happens is the storm rises, that warm, humid air rises rapidly. It just gets shut down. And so, and then it just gets stuck. And so storms, they try and then they just stop. And then they fall back down because they can't break that cap. But if you don't have a cap or the cap starts to break, then you go from here stopping to and then you get the big thunderstorms. Obviously there's no cap here where this is in place. But there's still caps across Arkansas right now. And that is holding things and that's keeping things from getting going right now. But all right, newest radar scan. It to me looks like this thing is weakening very quickly at this point. I still think there's some small hail here, but overall, to me, it looks like this storm is weakening pretty quick. So that is really good news. This is the weakest radar signature I have seen in probably the last, I don't know how long we've been live for, but probably for the last hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, seriously, guys, this to me is very uplifting to see. So, I am very encouraged by seeing this radar scan because I think this hail is really decreasing. They've went back to just regular severe thunderstorm warnings. Guys, this is fixing to move out of the state, and we're done with it. With this, and then our focus. Somebody said, "What's behind it? Anything?" Well, see, that's going to be the big story. Severe weather risk. Oh, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Now that might be trying to do something right there, just to the north of Magazine, south of Paris. Right there. We'll need to watch that, but that might be one of our, I don't want to say first storms because technically this is the first storm. But man, this thing got going. I mean, it just took off and it hasn't stopped until now. So I honestly, I have my doubts that Northeast Arkansas is seeing much of anything right now. Piggott might be still seeing some very small hail, but to me, this is very uplifting to see, guys. I'm very encouraged by seeing this radar scan. So, but could be a long afternoon and evening, and that is why we're going to be here to keep you updated. I'm gonna get a quick drink of water. Appreciate everyone tuning into the broadcast here. Were there any tornadoes confirmed from yesterday's storms? Not that I'm aware of. I haven't heard anything. I know there's a few areas of damage, but National Weather Service was asked if they were going to send a crew out. I don't think they're going to right now. So we're just hanging out for a little while. Charleston, got to watch for severe weather potential. Again, getting a lot of questions about, will my area see stuff? These storms will be very isolated in nature. Not a lot of coverage. Not everybody's going to see rain. If you do get under a storm, it can become strong to severe really fast. The atmosphere is very supportive of severe storms. Don't want to take anything away from this, but let's do a scan of the atmosphere because I know people might want to know that, and I can show you. So here's what we're looking at, and I will take this full. I've got a product here that will show us what the atmosphere is doing, what you can expect. So let me share my screen real fast, and I'm going to pull this up. So let's see here. All right, there we go. And I'm going to take it full. All right, taking this full, this is what we call GR Earth. And we can look at several different things on this. And I think this does a really good job with showing us what these storms are going to do. So you see, from last night to today, we have a lot more storm fuel to work with across the state of Arkansas. Got a couple mesoscale discussions. We've got one here for northern Arkansas and then one here for western Arkansas. And that's why I think we're going to see some over the next little while. But one of the key things I look at is we look at wind shear. Do we have a lot of wind shear here? And we've got a little bit, not much, but maybe enough to work with. And that's why I think tornado threat very low today, but it is not zero. And it's something we got to continue to watch. The big story, though, is going to be the damaging hail threat. And so we've got plenty of storm fuel. And so that's why this would support severe storms. You see that from a satellite perspective, this storm up here, the one we're tracking, severe thunderstorm warning, which just as I'm talking about it, it does look like the hail core might be strengthening just a little bit. If you guys look that, yeah, see the small hail core just to the north of Piggott. Now look, storm is growing again, which does not surprise me. I mean, if we turn the radar off, it's in an environment that is supportive of severe storms. And that's why these storms will continue to progress this way. But, and I mean, there's plenty of storm fuel. Mixed layer, a lot of storm fuel. So there's really nothing holding these storms back. And it's hard to see it. Very hard to see it with this. But there's a couple blue shades here. Okay, there is a better view at this. You see, and again, it's really hard to see, but what is this? This is the cap, or also known as CIN. CIN. But you can see that thunderstorms, not a strong cap, very weak cap. So when we get one storm that just decides to try to break this, boom, it's going to start. These storms are going to develop really fast. But so far, the little blips that we've seen have broke through this and I'm talking very shallow layer. It is not a strong cap by any means. So, a little bit stronger up towards Harrison, Marshall. But yeah, that's just a quick overview. Don't want to take anything away from the severe thunderstorm warning. It's still in effect for Northeast Arkansas. We're going to go back to that, but I hope that kind of helped, guys, kind of give you an idea of what the atmosphere is looking like and just kind of showing you why the storms are doing what they're doing right now and why we're expecting more thunderstorms back behind it. So I hope that helped people. So yeah, we're continuing here to watch this, and we're going to stay on this storm. Like I said, just looking at it, it did look like the hail core was strengthening a little bit right around Pollard. So I'm fixing my camera real fast. I have a camera that literally moves with me, and so sometimes it can start moving. Like if I give it a certain motion with my hand, it'll start moving. And so I was doing something weird just a second ago because I was using my hands to talk. That's normally what I do. And so it started doing something weird here. But all right, let's go back to this. We're going to go back to this severe storm in Northeast Arkansas. Don't want to take anything away from this right now. Really, most of this is out of Arkansas at this point. There's still a little bit here, but we're watching things very closely. I mean, we're getting closer to 5 p.m. now. I would suspect we would start to see some kind of development across Arkansas, and we're just not right now, which is good news. I mean, that's great news. I'm just not. The only thing I can think of is that cap, but again, that like I showed you guys, that cap is very weak. So we just need some lift, and I think we could start to get some lift moving in. I didn't show you guys that, but there is a little bit of lift. And that's why I think it's going to be Western Arkansas where we really start to see that development kick up. So, all red, lots of limbs down. Is that from last night? Because we haven't got anything today at all. So that's got to be from last night. We need the rain badly. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people have asked about baseball games. And, here's the thing about that. It's hard to pinpoint when these storms are going to move in. I do think that 7 o'clock could be pretty active. It very well could. I hope I'm wrong, but I think over the next 30-ish minutes, we will start to see more development off radar. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little shocked that we haven't seen much more than Northeast Arkansas. This has been the main area, but we did say 3 to 10 p.m. is kind of what we were going on in time frame. So we're still what? It's not even 5 o'clock. So we're over 5 hours still to go. So we got time. This thing, it's almost out of Arkansas. And I'll be honest with you guys, when it does move out of Arkansas, I am going to end the stream. And we're just going to go back to our radar for 24/7 on our streaming channel, our app, and YouTube. There's no reason to stay live while there's nothing going on. This is the very end here. So I think this is really starting to fall apart now. Any worry for Batesville? Nope. No concern at all. Isolated severe storms maybe this afternoon and evening for Batesville. We'll have to watch that, but for the most part, right now, I mean, like right now, I don't see anything. So, but I think that changes over the next couple hours. Is Cape good? No, that's not. What that stands for, there's two things. There's Cape and there's Cap. Cape is known as what we would consider a storm fuel. The cap is the prohibiting layer in the atmosphere that prohibits these thunderstorms from developing. So when we're looking at this and we're like, we've got Cape values 3, 4,000. That's not good. But if I say there's a strong cap, that is good. You always want a cap. We want a cap in place because if we get a cap in place, we're not going to see any thunderstorms. But if we don't have a cap in place and we got 4,000 Cape, it's going to be a long day. That is if we get lift. That is if we get lift. So that's what we need. We need some lift. If we could just get some lift with these storms, we'd start to see storms develop rapidly. But that is that's the one thing that we're lacking is some lift, as well as that very thin cap that is in place. Should we be concerned, or Danville, this evening? Again, this is the area that, and let's go back here. I want to pull this up. Storm Prediction Center Outlook. This is the severe weather risk. This is what the Storm Prediction Center is thinking. So you see very low, and then you've got low. So low would be like Batesville, Searcy, Wynne, Jonesboro, Clinton, Russellville, Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Harrison, Mountain Home. Then you have marginal risk that includes Hot Springs, Arkadelphia, Pine Bluff, Stuttgart, Helena, Mena, Fayetteville. I guess technically Fayetteville's on the line between a slight risk and a marginal risk, but yeah. Yeah, it is. The environment's really supportive for Arkansas for severe storms. Just got to get that lift. Well, what we have to do is we got to get something to create the lift. A lot of times when it comes to lift, and what I mean by that is basically the punch that gets the storms going. A lot of times we have fronts that move through. Cold fronts bring a big lift. You've got the cold front swinging in that creates a little lift on the edge of it, and that creates thunderstorms pretty fast. So we just need some more lift with these thunderstorms, and then boom, they're going to go up. Probably going to go up like fireworks. I hate to say that, but I mean, just so far, we've not seen really anything. There's a couple areas, Ozark, just south of Ozark, watching a little blip there. Another one in Logan County. So there will be, at some point, one of these storms is going to start to break, and we'll start to see some development there. Northwest Arkansas, what time? Well, Northwest Arkansas does have a threat. Kind of depends where you are. Very low, though, for most locations. But if you're in Fayetteville, we'll have to watch that. The newest computer model guidance, I don't know that we really see much for Fayetteville. If I had to draw an area that would really be watching things, I'm thinking it's going to be like Russellville, Clinton, Little Rock, Searcy, Batesville. Kind of that area, maybe Mountain Home too. Basically where you see the slight risk. I think it does a good job. But I think it could be a little bit closer into Arkansas than what the slight's showing. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go back to the severe thunderstorm warning in northeast Arkansas. It's just to the north of Piggott. I mean, it is right on the Arkansas line here. So, it is fixing. It's going to be Missouri's problem. It's moving out of Arkansas and will be moving into Missouri fairly quickly. We did just get a text message from Zach, and he went outside and he said that he is seeing some clouds bubbling towards his east, which that would be the area that we're watching, the Franklin County, Logan County. There's a small couple blips there. There's actually two, which is a little bit more than what we saw earlier. So, could this be the start of these thunderstorms getting going? I think it's very possible. I think it's only a matter of time. I think by 5:30, 6 o'clock, we're seeing development other places in Arkansas. Um, I will say some of the conditions drop when you get closer to 7, 8 p.m. So what that would mean is that if we don't see thunderstorms develop pretty quick, they still obviously have a hail threat, but I think the hail threat might go down a little bit as we get closer towards the evening time frame. This is why we were seeing all that large hail in northeast Arkansas because conditions were very favorable, and they will stay very favorable for hail for the next, 1 to 2 hours. But like I said, as we get closer to probably 7, 8 o'clock, we'll start to see an ingredient drop, which could drop some of that hail threat. Still think we'll see large hail tonight. I do, but it could help the threat a little bit. So, Piggott, north of Piggott, that's where all the activity is right now. Fixing to move into Missouri. And then we are going to take a break. I'm going to grab some more water, fuel up, and get prepared for the afternoon and evening. I mean, it could be a long night. So, maybe not. Who knows? May not see anything. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Yes, the forecast would bust. We'd miss it, but hey, we'd be okay with that. We need a good break. We've had a lot of storms here lately. So, do I think we're not going to see any more? No, I think we're going to see more. Someone said, looks like the clouds are building up a little bit more. Appreciate that report. Looks like Painway. So, I think it's going to be western Arkansas. Like I said, I think the conditions look very favorable for storm development up there. And so I think we will start to see more thunderstorms develop in western Arkansas. So I hate to run as soon as this drops out, like moves completely out of Arkansas. I mean, it's at the very edge here. We're going to end the stream. We're going to keep it up on YouTube, 24/7 stream, Arkansas Weather Network. It'll be live on our app, our streaming channel. And so you'll be able to see it 24/7 as well as the radar. I'll put music back on, but I'm going to take a small break, get ready for the afternoon and evening, because again, it could be a long night. So, just kind of want to take some time to relax, make sure everything's good to go, restart anything that needs it. And we will be back here. As always, the Arkansas Weather Network team, we're going to be here. We're going to keep you updated with the latest information. And again, I'm meteorologist Blaze Thomas. I'm not ending the stream just yet, but we are getting to the very end of this. And this has been an interesting storm that we have tracked in northeast Arkansas and had coverage for. So, all right, National Weather Service is advising as things stand right now, they are not planning to reissue the current warning. They're going to be replacing it with a special weather statement. So that's also good news for anybody that is in that Missouri part. Campbell, Holcomb, Clarkton, those areas, the storm is weakening. So that is great, great, great news. Excited to see that and hear that. So, but you've got an atmosphere that's very ripe, that is ready for some storms. And like I said, I think within the next 30 to 45 minutes, we're going to start to see more development on radar. So I'm waiting for one more radar scan. And when I see this thing, there's still maybe a small little hail in Arkansas, but the next radar scan should take it out of Arkansas. And when it does, I'm in the stream. So just waiting for the new radar scan. And there it is. It's coming up. And it's fixing to come through. And it is going to take it's the storm itself is going to be in Missouri at this point. So we're waiting. Here we go. Fixing to be next radar scan. Somebody said Batesville. We're watching it. Got to watch. Severe storms possible. We're going to keep an eye on it. Afternoon and evening. Damaging hail going to be the primary threat. The sun is coming out here in Clarksville. Is that a good or bad? No, that's not good. But that's not good because that tells me that that's creating more instability. And so I suspect that, like I said, we're going to see some more thunderstorms develop within the next 30 to 40 minutes. I hope I'm wrong, really do, but I don't think so. It's so slow. I know it is. It is. Yeah. This is just waiting, waiting. We will have a new radar scan here very, very soon, and it will the storm will be out of Arkansas, and then we're done. Going back to 24/7 streaming. I appreciate everyone tuning into the broadcast today. We're going to be standing by watching radar. Like I said, I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break, but as always, going to be watching radar. So rest my voice, drink more water. Um, there's the new special weather statement that was just issued. So they're not going to reissue the severe thunderstorm warning. So anybody in Missouri, please know the storms are weakening. So that is great news. Thank you, Blaze. Great work once again. Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you so much. April says, see you later. Yes, we will see you guys. Blue skies and sun here. Thank you for that report. So I think we'll see more thunderstorm development. I do. It's just taking a little bit of time. So got to have that lift, and I think we'll start to see it. Well, guys, I don't think the radar's moved. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, I think that's the same scan. So, no, but it's. I mean, just look at how close that is. I mean, it's right on the Arkansas-Missouri border. Like, it's so close. Next radar scan, we'll take it out of Arkansas. No doubt about that. Anyways, guys, we're done. We're done. Oh, hey, we're starting to see some stuff bubbling now. There it is. Ozark, Coal Hill, Paris. Gotta watch it. There you go, guys. There you go. That is going to be that right there. There's your development. It's happening. Time to get prepared. Time to stay safe. Anyways, meteorologist Blaze here with the Arkansas Weather Network. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. As always, as severe weather strikes, life-threatening weather hits your way, we are going to be right there to bring you live coverage. We'll see you later, everybody. I fully anticipate we will likely be back live here in a little while later, but I'm going to throw up radar for right now, throw some music on. Join us on our 24/7 YouTube channel. It is the Arkansas Weather Network. Thanks, guys. Again, I'm meteorologist Blaze Thomas. Have a great rest of your night. And if we don't see you again, like I said, just have a great evening. See you guys.